You been to Japan, Kat?
Uh-huh.
Oh my god, when did you go?
My mom is from Misawa, and so I've been up there. I've been to Osaka, Tokyo, Kyoto, Nara.
Wait, what?
Um,
Okay, I've mentioned before how I've been to Japan once in like 2017. I don't think you've mentioned that you've been to Japan too. Oh my god, that's we've got such a strange proportion of people that have gone to Japan in this group. There's like 3 of us. That's weird.
yeah, also went
Imagine
to
going on planes.
Australia.
Australia? Oh
Planes.
my god, you're so traveled. You're so cultured.
I've
You're
been
like
No, because I
beaming for
haven't
to
been to
travel.
England, so I'm gonna have to go see you
to
now.
We don't have
Florida.
culture. We
I've
don't
been
have
to
culture.
Florida and Pigeon Forge.
You're cultured compared to me, the American.
Florida seems pretty cultured, Jeremy. I heard lots of
Oh
stuff
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it. Like,
we're very cultured. We've got,
well,
a little bit of everything.
got disgusting beaches,
Hey, now, calm
automated
down.
ice
What?
cream vending
We have
machines.
amazing beaches. What?
Okay, people, I will interrupt that. I am having an issue with what I was trying to do, so I'll do it the other way that we also did the Curtis birthday wish right here. So I'm just going to upload it on the Discord channel and we're all going to click it.
oh no, he better
But
not
first
have
of
got a.
all, no, it's not something similar, it's something different.
Okay.
Uh, just to
I can
confirm,
only take so much
everyone,
trauma.
Brennan, are you here?
Yeah.
Who was
Nina,
that
I
guy
just
when I
heard
left,
you.
by the way?
Ogvar?
Here,
Okay, and I just heard Juniper and Tappy. So, without further ado, we should begin. But on the frequent question on who will do the recap, we're gonna have Vlad do it. That's the sole surprise.
mm,
Send us a recording.
He
I'm just
recorded the
uploading it in
recap.
Discord,
Why
and
did
we're
he
going to
record
click
the
on it
recap?
together.
Why would he do that? That's so dumb.
She said, if I see it fit, I should just press play on it, and I pressed play on it. It was nice. So
Oh my god, it's
why not?
4. I'm sorry, it's 4. Okay, so we're all gonna click play at the same time, right?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Yep.
Countdown.
So, are we all ready?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta do the
Alright.
countdown, BG.
yes.
I'm gonna count down. Press play at go.
Hang on,
Okay.
hang on. Should I mute the stream for this?
It's up to you. I have no idea. I believe no. They should hear it.
Okay.
It's a recording. So, on go we begin. So, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello, friends, platonic lovers, and all you others. It is I, Vladimir Cabot, and on this very eve of our next Duskwalker session, I have been called into work at night for the 5th night in a row, because there's a certain country who's being very provocative. But I wanted to leave you all a message, not only of well wishes and good tidings in the events to come with our fake yet slightly real characters in the lands of Tesseria, but if no one was going to volunteer for it, or if BG pushed the matter, I wanted to give my own session recap of 2 weeks ago at this point, of what happened previously with the Duskwalkers. Because not only can I do that, but I wanted to play today and can't, so I wanted to be there in some form or fashion. So if you all permit me, I'll make it fucking quick. Because again, conceptually, not a lot happened last session. So let's see. Yeah, Death's Ward. We were all there recouping, licking both physical and mental wounds after we got attacked by vampirates on the high seas north of Tesseria. The prevalent concern as the fucking beautiful Dark Violet and oak railing ship found its eternal slumber beneath the choppy waves of the ocean was that our Lith Dampier was fucking covered in blood and looking spaced out, like she just downed a whole bag of Juniper's mushrooms. Um, so just a lot of talking about, hey, what the fuck is going on? What happened? What spell did you get hit with? Did it awaken something? Dampier stuff. And then after a lot of smatterings of dialogue, she eventually tried to find slumber down below decks. But while sleep was fringing on her consciousness, a voice broke into her mind, that of the slumbering figure at the bottom of Groovin's Heart Lake, talking a lot more than previously while she was slightly drowning in the arena water thing. So let's see. Oh, yes, if I could speak a little Vathanese, revealed to the crimson-covered Koritsi, the Lady of the Lake said that, hey, I can't escape here without your help, and somehow, in some way, we are linked more than originally thought. Possibly familial, and with the Lake Lady calling Nina a dummy and to pay attention to what she's saying, it lends credence to that. You know, she's probably Annabella, the way she talks. But after all that, most pertinently, she said, hey, this little bloodlust shit you got going on, here's a little ritualistic incantation you can say to call people to come help you take control of that, because that ain't a fun time. And not wanting to risk becoming debilitated from the hunger as they progressed toward the Sea Fury, Nina decided to act on that suggestion. So, with a masterfully disguised lock, both of them ascended to the top of the crow's nest of the ship, and with a little bit of blood and infernal words, they called forth to hold counsel with whoever mysterious entity was on the other side of this spectral phone call to help her out. What the calling brought forth upon the mast was a single individual with all the care and concern for a troubled woman as Posey Parker, or a South Carolina anti-abortion maker, depending on what country you're from. Very apathetic, however very meticulous in his note-taking to those rare moments in his eternal life where he holds genuine emotion, such as a smile. But after all that, he found out that Nina knows this Lake Lady. He knows her somehow, and that actually made him interested in helping Nina. So after a little bit of tutelage of suppressing the hunger, and by way of Locke's abysmal negative wisdom modifier, which is the bane of his existence, there was a quick crash course in anti-gravitational walking. Nina finding that she can walk on walls and on ceilings now. And after that, that's about that. The vampire extricated himself from the ship, the SS Bella Delphine, or Bella Lupa, and that's where we ended last session as we head on forward into whatever terrors, horrors, and otherwise tribulative times wait for us upon the choppy horizon. Thank you. I love you all. Good luck. Don't do anything too cool without me.
Wow.
Hey,
I like. God, even when he's not here, he's still here. I'm. That's a good recap. Did he
Yep.
miss anything?
I think it was a very solid one.
I-
Didn't miss anything important.
I think he did actually. He missed. Ogvar snuck below deck and installed the lock in the hatch. I think.
There was no sneaking involved.
Well, he did it overtly. You know, without sneaking.
Mm. Minus the C. Overtly.
Yeah, overtly. He just walked below deck and installed it while we were upstairs.
Well, he didn't need in which one to grant the inspiration.
He did.
That's actually true.
He did miss Nina suddenly gaining Peter Pan's shadow.
Oh, at the very end there, yeah,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, the vampire bestowed upon her gift of shadow, I think. What was it called? Oh my god, where is it? Living
Smelly
shadow.
hand.
Yeah.
Smelly hand of Asmodeus. Something.
Very Nina-centric session. And, well, I enjoyed it. It's a great recap as well.
I just came back to it was very Nina centric. I loved it. That was a great recap.
It was. Feel free to join on the watch together.
Yeah, listen to some ship ambience. I always forget to join it until you mention it.
Me
So.
I always remember I just like being the last.
Give me a moment because I hear some yelling around. Just a moment.
Well, the question is, guys, while BG's not here, I'm pretty sure Vlad already had inspiration. I think we've all stockpiled inspiration in
Oh my God,
preparation
you're
for the
right,
boss
like
fight.
the-
Like I've had
We
I've
were?
had mine since
Squirrel.
before. Yeah, I've literally not used it yet. And I gave the
I've
last
been
one I got
using
to
it
Ada.
over stupid stuff all the time.
Really? You don't stockpile it for the
Yeah, like
well,
cooking.
well, since it's
I'm
literally
shit is bad.
yeah. Well, I'll use it for. Like I've used it for dumb stuff too, but this one I've kept hold of for like 4 sessions now, 5 sessions, just because of the whole. I am horrified of this Sea Fury.
Metagamer.
Yeah, no, you know, I am okay. I don't want to die. I don't want anyone to die in this
Oh, no,
stupid.
Lulu.
I don't want there to be like a save, like a save that someone fails. I just like.
I'm over here
Yeah.
just forgetting. I don't remember ever, and I write them down as I get them too, as I like start stockpiling them.
There's a neat little box on D&D Beyond. I just click
Yeah,
it.
it's got a little
scan it.
dragon in it.
It's got a big old sun. It's got. It's like a beacon.
'Cause Ada got my last one, I believe.
We're like.
Oh my God, Ada.
Guys,
What even Ada?
apologies. A small emergency. It's not anything big, but I'm going to require 10 to 15 minutes.
That's
Start
okay.
using,
Go ahead,
That's okay.
man.
We can talk.
Really sorry about this.
it's
I'm not
okay.
going to be leaving Discord. I'm going to be coming soon enough.
Yeah, I'll take it out.
No worries.
Cover this spread back.
Yeah, we can
everything's
just
okay.
play like Quap or
Um,
something.
Qua? What is this qua?
It's like a game where you control a horse's legs.
What? Is this okay? I'll play it. No problem. Yeah.
QWOP.
Is this like Discord? I'm guessing
What?
it's not in Discord. What?
No, it's like a flash game, so I'm not sure it exists anymore.
Oh my God! I remember this. It's not. You can't. It's not multiplayer though, Jeremy. I don't think.
And just gotta ruin everything.
I will. I mean, you know. I mean, yeah. You
Let's
can
play
go
around
and
to
play
Friday the
Quap if you
13th.
want, but like, yeah. Yeah. So, is anybody else horrified about the whole Sea Fury? The tip that we got of if you fall,
Mhm.
she will just kill you, like you will die and be risen, like if you go unconscious or whatever it was in her lair, like that's literally has me reeling because we've went down a lot. We've went down a lot in big fights.
Mhm.
Actually, we haven't. Not
See,
in-
I'm wondering if that's like as a result of the Sea Fury or the dragon she got now.
Oh yeah, I mean, what was it like? Shadow dragons a possibility? What the Shadowfell and stuff? Oh wait, no. What was the? What? Oh, we don't know what kind of dragon that she got.
Never do.
Do we?
It was like a blue one, I think.
Oh, was it? Because we knew it could swim.
I think.
We knew it was amphibious.
I'm pretty sure it was a blue one, yeah.
Okay. Did what's his face tell us that? Yeah.
I
Pray.
hope it's isn't.
Yes.
In regards to bread, because you said that the Subway bread is like cake. What's the amount of sugar in bread that like deems it bread versus cake? Like, what's the difference? How many grams?
I don't know. Everything about bread is kind of weird because like, it's in a person's point of view, like in a baker's point of view, to me it's still bread because there's sugar.
This is how it's made,
not-
right?
it's-
Just
it-
like it's got
it's-
it's
no,
yeast
it's
and
not re-
you put it and it rises, right?
Well, it's not really that. It's more of the ratios of ingredients.
It's
So like
so.
like-
How you determine whether something's bread or cake, basically,
you
is how
define
dummy
bread,
thick it
Brayden.
is.
yeah, it's complicated. It's like to me it's bread.
It has
just
to be
because
right because not.
like to me it's bread. Like for me it's just like a silly thing to call it cake because
Yeah,
like
'cause if you give me a loaf of
illegally-
bread,
legally it is cake, but it's just on a legal term, it is. You know, like on a person's point of view, like everybody's gonna
Surely
say
it's
bread.
just sweet bread, right?
Yeah,
But is it
yeah,
like
it's
really
still
just determined by the sugar, or
Someone's
is it like
feeding
the
us
Oh yeah.
formulated
raw.
ingredient?
No. Like they like it's all about the sugar content because it's.
That's so
Mhm.
ridiculous.
Hold on. I'm gonna get somebody else on
Yeah.
in on this.
You
Uh,
better.
I just
Better. You're ruining bread for
Do
me.
you wanna join this conversation? Subway calling their bread cake. It's too much sugar in the bread to be able to legally call it bread, and that's why
Sweet
they
cake,
have to call it
sweet
cake.
bread exists. Like
Yeah, I
what
know,
about banana
right?
bread? Like what about banana
yeah,
bread,
yeah.
right?
What?
That's
But you
full of
don't
sugar,
know.
right?
Maybe that is also
It's like
classified
It has
as
that's a
bananas in
legal
it.
thing.
It
Like,
has
it's
bananas
it's
in it, and it's
only,
still
like,
called bread.
banana.
But
What about
because
bread
it's
with no sugar?
It's
But
banana.
where do you draw the line when it comes to bread versus cake? Because to me, there's yeast. If they don't
Yeah.
if they're not using yeast and they're using a starter, that's a different story. But if there's
Closer to
that's
the
what I'm
mic.
saying. There's not a lot of yeast in cakes.
Harasser.
Cakes are typically rise because of the air and the
Mhm.
chemical compounds in it.
cakes are
It's not biological. Thank you.
cakes
So,
rise
to
because
me,
of
I don't
baking soda.
Right. So that's a chemical compound.
Cakes
That's
rise
a,
to the
a chemical
occasion.
reaction, and a physical reaction. But bread is leavened. It rises because of of a biological.
Yeah.
can you not just insult bread and it like rises?
I
Like,
want
make
to
fun
know
of it.
now where fry
That's
bread
the French
lies
way.
on this
That's the
scale.
French bread.
Do you mean-
You
Or
just
not.
sulfate
Is that soda
entirely, and
bread?
it rises out of shame.
Soda bread.
What do you
Is that
usually say
soda
to
bread?
Well,
yours?
there is soda bread. There is Irish soda bread.
Yeah.
Banana.
That's what you said then, Kat, isn't it? Is that are they the same thing, fried bread and soda bread?
So it's like
Oh wait, no,
Banana.
they're not.
dumb.
Oh, okay.
It's a dumb
I don't
like
think I
little
know
thing
what
that they
soda
have
bread
to
is,
do,
to
but,
be
like,
honest.
I've had it
it's-
once in
it's-
my life, so
It's gross.
Then in your opinion, Morgan, is Irish soda bread cake?
He's got Morgan Freeman in there.
Oh, sorry. Is his fiance's name Morgan or Morrigan? Because if it's Morrigan, I'm
Morgan.
gonna swoon. Okay.
Morgan Freeman.
I'll still swoon a little bit.
Morgan
but,
Le
you
Fay.
know, Morrigan's a
what?
cool name.
We can't hear her.
Yes.
Tristan.
Yes. Hold on. Sorry. We're having a baker's discussion right now.
You know, that's just you're not involved.
Could be
in it,
lying
in
to
it,
us as soon as you get the answer.
No, Jeremy, you're not allowed
I-
to participate on a
I,
baker.
I believe that
Baker's
Shut up,
only.
Miss Banana.
Exactly.
I'm fairly certain that
He's
the
just ignoring us now.
Exactly.
Banana.
I think that the difference is that bread has a
It's a
much
scone.
higher.
Irish soda bread is a scone. That is understandable.
I'm
but
sorry.
then why?
I think they're about to get into a horrible argument that ends their relationship.
No,
over
no, no,
bread.
not-
It
no,
sounds
not-
like,
no,
it
not
sounds like a
arg- not
debate is
argument.
forming.
I heard.
Not
I heard
argument.
blows in
Yeah,
the
right.
throne.
It's like a
Intellectual conversation.
Relationships
Jaffa cake.
ruined over
Jaffa
break
cake,
versus
biscuit
cake.
or cake.
Or bread versus cake.
No, because they were wondering what classifies the Subway bread as cake and what makes regular bread cake bread and.
Is
regular
it truly
cake.
just defined by the amount of sugar?
One person is asking, is it truly defined just by the amount of sugar?
Oh, one
Legally?
person, Cat. Wow.
I'm only one. Yeah, I
Well,
guess.
Tristan, I guess the clear question is, does she know what happened to the last person that proved you wrong about bread?
Overboard.
Alright, my attention is back. What's up? Sorry.
What'd they
no,
say? What was the answer?
They were agreeing with me. It's dumb to call it a cake, but
He
it-
says quietly
because-
under
Prove
his
it.
breath.
Prove it.
They're agreeing with me.
Fair. Okay. Cause like, that's just
No, because
that's
like
that.
we just try to go over the facts of what makes everything, you know.
Yeah.
Purely empirical.
Because in our opinion, what we classify bread as is how everything rises.
To
and
the occasion,
ratios,
yeah.
to the
Whatever the
occasion,
cream of the crop, yeah.
I feel like this is like one of those hidden discussions about like, what's the difference between a taco, a burrito, and a chimichanga? But it's like, what? There's
What's the
subtleties that
difference
don't really
between
like.
a
They're not really.
burger
the
and a
good-
sandwich?
The way you said it then, Kat, it sounded like how like 4 white women with like their boba teas, like,
Sorry.
like.
Get me with a spoon. Have you had a chimichanga? No, a chimichanga. And a taco.
Chimichanga?
A chimichanga taco and burrito all in one. Like a turducken. Have you? No. Then you're not legit.
Oh my god.
Slay, bitch.
Uh,
I don't know.
what's the difference between a stew and a cereal?
So what?
A stew
Or
and
a?
a cereal. Isn't cereal milk just a stew?
No, the difference between cereal
No.
and stew is that you can eat cereal dry
Look,
and like.
now you're just bringing ridiculous things into this. We were having a serious topic.
You,
That's
you-
just ridiculous.
You can eat cereal dry and
Banana.
it's still cereal. You can't
Banana.
eat stew dry because it's then whatever.
That's why I
it
said
is that
with
you're
milk.
eating.
Miss Banana.
Well,
How
that's
dare
yeah,
you.
You wouldn't have milk with stew,
Ignorant.
would you?
There's still a liquid that you're putting stuff in
But you're not
to
cooking
eat, to
cereal.
consume.
Um. Oh. How
I got
Is
more
anybody-
food questions.
So,
okay.
anyway, what did I miss? Because earlier I had one headphone like half on, and all
You
I heard
missed
was
nothing.
just blatantly.
We were just
We would-
listening to
No.
you bicker.
We were just mocking you. Well, not
Yeah.
mocking you. We were just
Okay.
you know observing.
Next food question.
Okay, shoot.
Just talking right over Curtis. Curtis, is it true that your baked beans are nothing more than baked beans and not like with a base of like pork in them or anything like that? They're just normal beans.
I thought
Like you just smear it on a fucking piece of bread and it's just baked beans and bread. Like it's totally different from our baked beans.
Well, so when we talk about baked beans over here, I assume you mean like Heinz beans, and usually this is like a bean in a tomatoey-ish sauce.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's
Okay.
not like just dry
Tomato.
beans or like cooked beans. It's like tomato sauce. Yeah.
Tomato.
There's no
and
lard in there. It's
banana.
just
No, I don't think so. It's just like a thick tomatoey sauce. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
that makes sense.
What-
Putting it on
You don't
bread
have like
then.
barbecue
Like,
sauce?
Yeah, there is actually there is a type of bean that is more barbecue saucy than it is tomato saucy actually.
Oh.
Yeah,
Barbecue
I'm-
beans?
yeah,
Barbecue
I'm not,
baked beans?
yeah, I'm not too big of a fan, honestly. It's really sweet though, beans over here. They're like the Heinz beans and stuff. They're like sauce is really sweet. It's a lot of sugar in them, I think. I guess. I don't know. I've never
What's-
really. Yeah, I don't eat beans too often. More of a when I was younger thing. You know,
What's
too
your
lazy.
opinion
I'm
on
still lazy, but now
Oh.
I've found alternative.
what's your
things
opinion
to-
on refried beans?
refried beans? Do you mean like
Are amazing.
like kidney beans and stuff? Is that what that is? Like pinto beans?
Tell him,
what
tell
kind of
him,
beans-
Jeremy.
What kind of beans go into refried beans, Cat? I don't know.
Is refried beans the paste thing?
that a
Like
lie?
it's like
Are you lying
Is
to
what a
me?
lie. What?
You don't know what's in refried beans. You boy
No,
are
it's
from
accurate.
the
I
south.
just
You
I
should
just got
know.
them. I just got them when I went through the lunch line and I moved on. I didn't ask what was in them.
Oh
If you
my
ask
God.
what was in any of it, they just say a freezer packet.
Oh my god. What?
I used to
guess it
love
depends.
refried beans. I'd eat spoonfuls and spoonfuls. Whenever I make a taco, I fill it up to the brim with refried beans.
Oh.
yeah,
Okay.
it is. It looks like a paste.
It's
Uh,
yeah, it's like a paste. So
It's like
they,
mashed
they're usually
potatoes with
pinto
beans.
beans, but you can have refried black beans too, which is really fucking good.
So what? It's just mushed up. It's cooked beans that you've then mushed up and then
It's
recooked.
seasoned.
You fry it
smashed
once and then you
beans.
That sounds
refry
really
it.
good. Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
good. I kind of I like
It's
Do you guys
like
have
crack.
them? We call them kidney beans.
Yeah, kidney
Yeah.
beans. We got
All
those.
those
we got all
poison-
sorts
That's
of
a-
beans. We got
That's like
black
the
eyed
main one
peas.
over here.
We got
Got black-eyed
We
peas.
actually only grow refried beans over in America.
we got
I think,
garbanzo
unfortunately.
over here.
Got red hot chili peppers, refried.
I think you people call them chickpeas, but they're garbanzo over here.
Hmm.
I
No?
want to hear more of your South American accent.
Myself.
It's really
That's,
good.
that's what that was,
tortillas,
right? That's
my
what that
tortillas
was.
and my garbanzo beans. Yeah.
Yeesh.
It's like my
I was-
favorite
I think
accent
it's
in
more
the
like
world.
what?
Like South American accents are like my favorite. I love them. And I
I was
can't do them,
going
and
more
it's so
for
sad.
Mexico, but it's cool.
Well, it's,
Yeah.
Mexico is still South
No.
America.
No.
Oh, Central
No.
America.
How could you?
It's
What?
Central America,
No.
right? No.
I'm just teasing.
It is.
It's still
I'm
part
not
of
gonna
North
get- is-
America.
Oh, is it still? Oh,
It's our best friend.
it's still
Mexico.
part of
Don't you know?
North.
I'm
Uh,
sorry. I'm really
yeah,
hyper
no.
today.
It's all that cheese and bread that you just
It
ate.
is. It's probably,
th-
and
then
it's
the
not any
naan had
good
to have
All the
cheese.
cheese
You guys would hate me.
crusties.
It's Daya with tomato paste and like
Dire.
fucking white Daya cheese for the veganies.
I've had vegan cheese before, and it wasn't too
It's
bad.
good. No, it's
Yeah.
not in my opinion. But I think if you were put it on a scale for vegans, Daya is very much on the bottom. Very much on the
Really?
bottom. Yeah, it's more like soy oil. That's kind of like
Yeah, that doesn't sound appetizing when you say it's
No,
just
it-
soy oil.
I like it because it's got that salt, and I love soy, but it's
Ow.
not the greatest. Like if you want one that tastes like more like cheese, I don't know. I think people prefer the nut-based cheeses because they're really good. They're really really good. The diet doesn't really go on that. It's really soy-based. It's kind of oily. It's not really great.
Does it
It's
make
kinda
good
like- it's
cheese
the-
crusties?
I was gonna say it's on the level of craft. If you were gonna do a scale of actual dairy cheese, it would be a craft.
Oh,
would-
it's the vegan
yeah.
equivalent of Kraft.
So yeah, that's where it
I
would-
see.
Oh, it's like
okay.
Yeah.
3D
I-
printed in
I-
a lab.
I'm aware
I
of
wouldn't be
Kraft
surprised if
thing.
Diet is owned by Kraft actually.
Oh, that's a thing. Tristan, are you
Wouldn't
here?
be
Tristan.
surprised if they chop up squirrels and put it in.
Yeah.
Tristan, are you present? Did you look at the thing that was put in the chat last week on Wednesday?
Oh. Oh no.
Huh? Oh,
Did you above the,
He's like,
the
"I don't know."
portrait? Above
Don't
the
look at- don't
portrait
do
of
that to yourself.
Ogvar,
you're
Oh, I mean, you can look at that piece of work, or
you're-
that artwork.
your like video thing.
oh yeah, did you watch it?
I did.
Happy
Oh,
Meal.
did you like it?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
You thought it was
He's like
great?
cringing. You can hear it in
I'm,
his
cri-
words.
I'm
his
cringing
jaws
right now
clenching.
myself just talking
Yeah.
about it.
That was the most awkward.
It was. Oh,
Glad you were
Yeah,
born.
That was great.
I'll say that I came away from that with more energy than I came in though. Like it like energized me.
I wanna
I don't know
watch
if
it
that was my fight or flight response though,
It probably
like
was.
kicking in. Like it's like my body's like get away, go.
Yeah. Run.
Like dumping adrenaline.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
very smart and very funny.
Did you show it to anyone, Kat? Did they? Oh my God, Jeremy, please don't quote it. Please don't. It honestly, like,
That's going in the
Oh my
RPG
it
chat for
makes my
sure.
chest tighten when I like remember
Oh my
it.
god.
Next
I
thing
was
Oliver
wondering, I was
says
like-
is gonna be glad you were born.
Are you a happy meal? Yeah, happy meal to me.
Does he actually?
A real
he
chicken
says-
nugget.
Oh,
I know you Happy Meals really like it when I
Oh my god.
sing.
oh,
it's
I
all-
wonder
can't-
if
I
you
can't
would
bear
just
this. I
hold
can't
my-
bear it.
If you had probably written my real age, maybe it'd be too cringe to say that. Because I think we're like 30 years apart. Like he's 30 years my senior. But saying
he's
that
like-
I'm
you're
50,
like 60
he's
and
like,
he's like
oh, this
32.
is fine.
Yeah, I was really sad he didn't say like happy 50th. That's like part of the joke. Sad.
No, he went straight to Happy Meal. That
Yeah,
was
he
it.
did.
But
He did.
I've never been so confused.
Yeah, just a whirlwind of like it's been 2 weeks now since like I
Yeah.
got it. Weeks since I showed it, and it still haunts me.
Who is that, by the way?
I was.
Alright, at the,
oh my
at,
God.
at the risk of sounding cultured as fuck. May I ask, where is this person from?
Oh my
Jupiter.
god.
He got more stupider.
You say at the risk of coming across as uncultured. There's no risk here. You did come
Yeah.
across as uncultured. That is Spike. That is Spike from Buffy the Vampire
Buffy, the-
Slayer.
Oh, I've
Not
never fucking
Buffy,
seen
the
Buffy the
show.
Vampire.
Ask
Fuck
your
that.
ask your
Yeah.
fiance if she has.
Buffy.
Show your fiance.
Got a hell of a pair of
Yeah,
eyebrows.
Buffy
just
the no.
She
Uh-oh.
has seen it, but she does not know who Spike is.
Then she
You-
hasn't seen it.
I thought
She's
you said you
lying
did.
to you.
Oh, never mind. She did not see it.
Wow.
I was about to
Just
be like,
completely falsified information. She called you out.
yeah. Yeah, I was like about to call her out, like if she'd seen it but not who it was. Spike is like, no, you haven't. You're a liar.
Yeah, no. Neither of
You're
us.
a damn
Yeah,
liar.
Neither of us have seen it.
Well,
Wow.
Wow.
No.
Sorry.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, you got a taste of it, I guess, in the video.
oh yeah. A very metallic taste as your brain starts to
Yes.
disintegrate
Lot
in
of
your
pauses.
skull. Ooh,
Your brain, it starts
we,
in survival
really-
mode.
we need
Dementia
to, we
starts
need to
setting
move
in.
away from this topic. It is like making me burn up. It is, like I'm getting
I love
like
that you have this reaction. And you're the
Yay.
one who did it.
it's literally like an allergic reaction. Like
To you.
my body gets warm, my chest gets tight, and I just like want to just.
I would have never known this kind of thing
Gay.
existed without you, Curtis. My God,
To you.
It's just wow.
it was
I should have
wild.
got. I should have got Gilmore. I should have. should've
I'd have
waited.
loved you forever if you had. Oh my God.
Oh, I
Should have gotten Jack
sort of-
Sparrow.
Actually, I don't know if I ever want to use this again, ever. Now that I've.
You were just like, it was so ruined for you.
like
Well,
Spike
who's
is
on
now this miserable. It's so sad now. like, and now I'm like, I don't want to get Gilmore in case he like and like he starts his and he's like under his
It gets
quilt
cringy
crying.
too.
Yeah.
I'd have been just fine if you just if like Trixie and Katya said something, because then
Is
I
George
expect
Clooney on there?
cringy.
No. Well, how's
Is he-
everyone?
No one.
Go ahead.
No, it's
Is-
fine.
Is George,
It's
is
fine.
George
I'm
Clooney on
recognizing the
that?
age group that I'm in. It's fine.
Oh, really? I mean, I knew Courage the Cowardly Dog, but apparently that was impossible. So.
It is impossible if you were like born during its creation, dude.
That,
You said Katya?
shows run for more than like 1 year.
No, bruh, no. 1-year-old
It's
self ain't
illegal.
gonna remember it either.
Didn't you guys watch Chowder?
Chowder? No. What's
That,
Chowder?
that show is an acid
Uh,
trip, man.
Food?
It's really good. It's a really good
An
acid
acid
trip,
trip is a
though.
nice way of calling it, man. Dude.
What did you know? You didn't like Chowder?
It
Oh,
was,
dude,
Chowder was
I-
great, man.
I laughed
Rada,
my
rada.
ass off at Chowder, but
Am I
like,
right?
it was ridiculous.
Do you know what Chowder is,
See-
Cat?
See, now Kat and,
I have no
and,
fucking
and
clue.
Curtis
They should,
are
Ah.
out of
because
the
I'm
loop.
like also like.
Now they're out of the
I'm
loop.
like, what are you talking?
They don't know
about?
about Mung Doll. They don't know about Panini.
Oh my god.
Dude,
A bunch
you
of
show I missed.
goofballs.
What?
Cat dog.
What? We talking about sandwiches
Cat
again?
dog,
Cat dog.
dog.
That was a
Fucking
good
love
show.
Shaolin Showdown, anyone?
Yeah.
Oh,
Clarence.
Eh,
What?
Okay. Shaolin Showdown.
But League of Super Evil.
Nope. Nope.
mm-mm.
SpongeBob SquarePants.
No.
Yes.
Invader Zim's a really
Okay,
good
Chicken
one.
Relate.
Everyone knows SpongeBob. Okay, good.
Yeah, everybody knows.
Invader Zim is like your starter program to becoming like a redditor.
Oh,
Um,
that's true.
Ed,
yeah.
and Eddie.
Recess.
Samurai
I didn't like
Recess,
that.
yeah.
Okay.
Wild thornberries, gargoyle.
Oh, the
Oh.
wild thornberries.
Oh, wild
oh.
thornberries. That was a great
Wild
one.
thornberries is but oh my god.
Yeah, Tim Curry for life.
See,
sure I've
Kat,
got
what you
Tim
say when you really
Curry.
like something is you can
Yeah.
say, the wild thornberries was goaded. You can say that, and it means
Why?
it's really good. I'm just trying to help you out,
Oh.
like when you interact with like
Oh.
children.
It's just so
Oh.
hard with all this new slang.
I used to have an amazing video about the wild thornberries, and it was like someone had drawn Nigel, and he goes, "I'm Nigel Thornberry," and then he'd go, "I'm Nigel Thornberry," as he slowly got less and less dressed, and he got more salacious. He's like, "I'm Nigel Thornberry," wearing like
Oh
stockings
my
with hairy
God.
legs. It was an amazing
Wait.
video.
Curtis, do you remember in the early YouTube era, like when it was like so new, and we had like fucking anime that people would like dub over or make like anime music videos or whatever. the fuck
AMVs,
it's called?
yeah, and music
Yes,
videos, and it'd be like
yes.
Linkin Park and like
Yes.
Evanescence. Yeah, I love those things like Macross
Okay.
Frontier and stuff.
Well, you just reminded me of one that was. I don't even. It's really fucking funny if you look it up, but it's like Shishomaru from Inuyasha, but it's shut up and sleep with me.
Shut up and sleep with me. Come on, would you sleep with me? Get shut up and sleep with me. I remember. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Over my head,
I
but-
remember that too.
Wow.
Yeah. What were those
I made
old
Nigel
things
Thornberry in
like
Dark Souls 3.
Floral Ninja and like wee.
What was it?
Before the cool
Four
stuff.
old ninja? What?
Floral Ninja. It was like back in the moment of like two girls in a cup came going around. Like
Oh my
God.
god.
Okay, thanks.
Wow. Don't Google that, anyone.
that,
Just
it's not
FYI.
don't look at don't
Not
Google
as
it.
bad
Don't
as
Google
Pablo.
that.
Try. Don't look it up. But no, like do you? God, it was like you go
Brandon
on to.
looking it up right now.
Don't,
I have to-
Jeremy. Seriously, don't.
No, Brandon's looking it up
Don't do
right
it,
now.
Jeremy.
Don't like
What?
honestly.
Your
No,
pure
I
soul
was
does
know
not
what it
smart
is.
enough
handle
as a
it.
child when it,
Like-
as it is.
Yeah, when it came
Like-
out.
Yeah, like no joke. Oh,
I fucking remember I was like.
think-
I'm not a little
so
lollipop licking little
so
schoolboy. I know what 2 girls, 1 cup is.
No, don't like that.
Scarred. Fucking scarring.
You're too young. Yeah.
all right,
I
Jeremy. How
honestly
about
didn't-
Lemon Party, Jeremy? You know that one?
Yeah,
Okay. Meat Spin. Everyone knows Meat Spin.
everyone knows what's.
Ah,
Okay.
spit.
What's the one? Body Farm.
Oh, I'm not familiar with that one. I don't want to be. By the okay, no, okay. I don't like this topic. What were you saying, Kat? What were you saying? Let's not talk about it.
I didn't
It's-
mean to go there.
What
I
about
really
Sto-
didn't.
what
I was
about-
just
Just-
saying that during that era of like videos going around.
Oh yeah, like
Floral Ninja,
2003.
you can look into that. Let me see if I can find it actually.
What about salad fingers?
What
Yeah,
about
yeah, Salad Fingers,
Charlie
that
bit my
kind of
finger?
era and
I remember
stuff.
salad
Or
fingers.
Carl.
What about
Oh,
Charlie
Carl
the
the
Unicorn?
llama?
You guys remember Charlie the
Yeah,
Unicorn?
Carl the
Yeah,
Llama.
Llamas with
Oh my
hats. yeah.
god.
Yeah, yes.
Charlie.
That got
Charlie.
disturbing towards the end there.
Charlie.
Charlie the Unicorn.
Charlie. I can't even do the voice anymore.
Charlie.
We're going to Candy Mountain, Charlie.
Candy Mountain.
Candy Mountain.
Vlad
Yeah.
is so fortunate he's
Sugar
not
and
here.
goodness.
He would be.
Yeah, bless
He
his
would
heart.
have.
He'd have
He
fucking
would be
hated
hating
himself.
this. He would be hating it.
It's because we're
He'd be
talking about
like-
nothing.
Oh.
Logged out.
No, I'm not. No, all right,
hates
here's
it
what
when we
we're
talk
gonna
about
happen.
nothing.
We're gonna
I
go
can't
there.
remember
you're
the
gonna sing us a
fucking-
song, and it's going to explode like everything that sings to me. Oh, I
Ooh.
love that.
Can't remember the what, Cat.
There was something I used to watch all the fucking time. I think it was called Neurotically
I love
Yours. Does anyone know
Lucy.
that one?
I Love Lucy, I
Ooh.
think is what it's called.
It was
that
a
the one with the
neurotic
squirrel?
squirrel fucking
Yeah,
ranting.
yeah.
show
I
me.
just said.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, on Newgrounds.
Yeah.
Yes, with the goth chick.
Yes.
I can't believe I
Yeah, that
didn't
was
know the
bad.
name of it. I didn't know the name of it, but I was like, that rings a bell.
Yeah.
That was a squirrel.
This I
Wow.
wasn't
Happy
sure if
Tree
anyone was gonna know that
Friends.
one.
That one goes back. The squirrel
Yeah,
one
yeah,
goes
yeah.
way back. That's like
Wait,
yeah.
yeah.
Don't hug me.
Jeez,
Wow,
I'm
that was like
scared.
crack back in the day.
yeah,
Before the
on
YouTube.
Newgrounds. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Do you know
Don't
what
hug me, I'm
Newgrounds
scared was
is?
kind of scary. I'm not gonna lie, guys.
What was kind of scary?
What?
Don't hug
Don't
me.
hug me, I'm scared.
Oh, I thought it was kind of cool.
I mean,
weird,
it was
but yeah.
cool and surreal, but it was also like when I was watching it at the age I was watching
Wait,
people eat
wait.
lasagna made of people.
Wait, isn't it only like 3 years old?
No.
It's not what?
Isn't Don't Hug Me I'm Scared like with the dude the red dude that's like made of like he's like looks like a puppet, like looks like he's from Sesame Street.
Uh
Am I-
huh.
Yeah, isn't that like really how old? It's not that old, right?
It's kind of aged. a
Don't
little
hug
bit.
me, I'm
It's
scared?
from 2011.
Oh my god, it's really oh my god, it's 12 years old.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
like in
Jesus.
elementary school
Oh.
at this point.
Holy
Oh
God!
my god.
Right?
That's
Curtis
that's
is
right.
feeling, understanding, right?
God. 2011.
The pain. Sheesh.
Well, that really the gap between me and you, Jeremy.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Large.
That put it into context then. 'Cause,
Mhm.
like,
Is it that large between us?
well, you saying that you were in primary school.
No, I was
Like-
saying that Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared is in primary school at this point to help you with realizing how old you are.
Oh, okay, sorry.
If Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared was a little child licking a lollipop, then it would be in primary school.
Okay.
Man, we should have been playing Phasmophobia during this time.
We
You
should have been
really
playing
like
Friday the
Phasmophobia.
13th.
I'm surprised you took to it that
Yeah.
well. I didn't, but based on you saying that you like MMOs and stuff, I didn't think you'd like it, but you really liked it.
I really do. I didn't realize I had a passion for horror games like that, but I do.
That's
It's
the
because
ghost
I
one,
just,
right?
I'm a
What's
wuss
that?
the whole time.
I'll be freeing up
I got
soon.
to fucking
So,
some insane level playing by myself.
oh my god, you played by yourself.
I play well, fuck, I can't even say that properly. I played it alone. Yes. Yes.
Seldom.
I've not been free since February, but I'm freeing up soon.
Why don't we just play right now?
Good, get it
I'll be
done.
able to. I can play on weekends if you guys want.
Let's
Start
play
a
right
month.
now.
You guys, you want to play Phasmophobia now? Or wait for
Let's
VGA?
do it. Let's do it.
I'm down.
Where is it?
God,
Phasmo-
okay.
Oh, don't tell me. No, I didn't.
Do you want to install it?
That's the ghost one, right?
It is the
Oh
ghost
no, I just
one.
don't have a shortcut for it for some reason.
Oh my god. Why do you keep getting rid of your icons? Your desktop icons, man.
I didn't. It never made one. And I was like, can I make a
just
shortcut?
something
I right
Make
click it and it says,
I had
hey,
to
make
clean
a
my
shortcut.
desktop
I
up
clicked
when
it,
I was.
nothing.
I cleaned my
A
desktop for
whole
you guys.
lot of nothing.
Oh, oh yeah, because of the
Yeah.
all for nothing, Curtis.
All for nothing because the volume wasn't
All for
working. It was
nothing.
so sad.
You still have that wonderful wallpaper though.
I do, yeah.
Like,
I haven't
why
changed
not?
it. I haven't been on my.
Is it
This is
still
like, it's like the second time I've been on my computer since Wednesday. Well, no, since Tuesday. So Wednesday and today, yeah.
Tuesday.
I don't.
I'm here.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
no.
boy.
Hey,
It's all good.
Is everything okay?
it's not exactly okay. It's better than it was, I suppose, 20 minutes ago.
Do you need any more time? Like,
No.
I've got no.
No, it's all right. I can
Okay.
go with the session. Really sincere apologies for the delay.
That's okay. No problem at all.
It's okay.
We were just talking about randomness, just things in the past.
Bread first cake.
Things in the past. Bread. Sugar cake.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about. Yeah.
Where does fry bray, fry bray, fry bread land on the scale?
I think what defines bread is that it has a much higher concentration of flour.
I wouldn't.
How
Like.
You're
dare
getting some
you,
interesting
PJ.
topics. No, I just read what I saw on the Discord. I didn't agree or disagree with it. It's just a
You
curiosity.
Oh, okay.
interjected
He's
reporting
with
the news.
fact
He's
whether
just
or not it
reporting
was
the
yours.
news, Curtis.
okay, so-
Gosh.
I read that when Will put it in, but when BG said it out loud, I innately
Yeah.
like trusted that as being the truth. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
that must be the
now
actual
it- yeah.
definition. Even though two bakers
Right?
chimed in, even though we had two bakers here, I just when
You
BG said it, I was like, that
so-
sounds right.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, if BG picked up baking, then
Well,
he'd leave some of us in the
nonetheless,
water.
we had a pretty great recap, even though we had a small break after it, and we did leave off after as the vampire was leaving this place with Locke and Nina. Nina realizing a new strange ability that is taking form in her with your shadows, and once more you're going to be able to gather together if you wish to discuss about this, or perhaps get a good night's sleep after this encounter. Nina, certainly you're going to feel a bit weakened after it. But you understand that it's just a little bit of exhaustion kicking in. Nothing more than that.
Well, with that here, I think it's probably best to skip over the immediate RP that would happen, right? I think it might be a bit. It would go on for a while, and he's not here, so I don't wanna I don't wanna RP with myself for the next 30 minutes.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah, I guess.
Aw.
Well, after the vampire goes, and after Nina manages to break Locke out of his charmed stupor, they'd go in, as speak to Juniper and Ogvar and Brayden and Tappy, who were waiting on if anything bad happened. And I guess Nina would give them the quick rundown. Do you guys want to RP that, or?
We hate
I mean,
RP.
if we have to. Sure.
Okay. Let me just. I need to. Sorry, I'm just so. After talking about that video before, and it's such a strange. Just need to what? Okay. Oh, 1 second. I need to be back in the music stuff. Juniper, Ogvar, you two there? Nina says as she pushes open the door on the deck to the captain's the lounge, the map room and lounge.
Yes.
You are? Did you hear anything? When you two spying on us?
Well, I mean, we heard a big thump. I don't know what that was from, but you didn't call us, so
Oh,
you didn't use my brain thing to call us, so
I-
assumed it was nothing.
you okay, Cat?
No, I'm not. I'm trouble hearing you. Keep going. It's fine.
Yeah, that was me. I got I fell off I slipped a little, slash was pushed a little, and I fell off the thing. The ritual worked. The lady in the lake, with the Vela, told
Good.
us the whole. Yeah, it was a little weird, going to be honest. But it wasn't a trap or anything. A vampire showed up, okay? Literally, floated on in and started clinging to the mast and talked to us, and honestly comes across as a bit of an asshole, but I guess he's a vampire, and he told me a bunch of stuff. Nina's a little different now than what she was, but okay, because it's not as bad as it would have been otherwise. Me being stuck in my own head back, a few hours ago and eating my own blood. We kind of just, well, he suggested something that might stop that happening so much, and Nina said yes. And some weird things are happening, and I don't really know what to think, and I feel a little freaky, but I feel better than I did before.
That's good. I mean, that everything worked out, I guess. because I mean we kind of took a nap, so I mean if something happened, it would have been. But
No, I
I thought it was a demon thing, but it
so
made a vampire come
so
or
did
arrive
I.
rather.
I thought, I mean, I thought it was going to be some abyssal thing, but instead it was a vampire. I mean, okay, so the vampire apparently might be kind of in with Orcus or something. Or maybe it's just because he's a vampire, you know, so he's like all undeady and stuff, that he's got Orcus's favor or something. You know, the lady in the lake said that, you know, this was the only way to, well, not that it was the only way, but that it was a quick way to kind of get a grasp on what's going on with me. Whatever curse it was that she said was in my blood, in the Avella blood, and whatever it is that was progressing in me, apparently it's, I mean, it's kind of vampire-y. So she led me in the right direction, and that dude was kind of helpful. Yeah. I'm sorry, I just feel it was just a lot, you know? It was fine. Nina's fine, and you don't have to worry about me right now. So thank you for like, you know, listening in for ages.
Oh, okay. Well, like I said, we once you bonked your head, we kind of just settled down.
Yeah,
But
no talk. We were there for a while, so
I mean, you said you changed. Is it a good change? Like you're not like
oh, I
you didn't
mean,
grow like really big demonic wings, did you? Like
no,
other
not
times.
nothing like that, nothing like that. So before, I when I was like licking my own blood off the floor and stuff, she says and like shudders. Um,
Hmm.
that was part of whatever change was happening, and well, what the vampire dude gave me, or helped me realize, means that won't happen so much, but I changed in a different way. I don't know what exactly right now. He said, you know, yeah, I don't know exactly. I mean, I can do something weird. It's kind of freaky. I can kind of like, you know, when Nina puts her foot on the wall, the shadow kind of makes it stick. Like, I totally, literally, like, walked up that mess before. After you heard that thump, that was me falling, and then I climbed up no problem at all. But, I don't know if that's exactly what they meant. They were a little cryptic.
So does it not work like 100% of the time? Like why'd you fall?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I didn't fall straight away. Like, I, I, I kind of, you know, hovered for a second, but after that, I guess it's kind of new, you know. It's like learning to ride a horse or something.
That should be very interesting. That should be very useful, especially
I
on
mean,
this boat. With that, you shouldn't ever be knocked off again.
well, yeah, no, I mean, it definitely seemed useful. It's a bit freaky that they have it at all. I mean, it's freaky to me. Um,
Um, um, did you get your head cracked open? Should Juniper take a look?
I don't know. I kind of just like hit my shoulder real hard. Do you want to take a little look, see Juniper? I mean, it feels fine, but do I look weird? He said, and like Nina like bares her teeth a little bit. And points at her mouth and says, he said my teeth were really strong or something, and I don't know. With it, I'm okay. I say I'm not freaking out, but I am freaking out a little bit because I don't like changing, and it feels like I'm a little different, and I can't put my finger on why, and I know the whole being able to like walk up a wall is really cool and all, but could you look me over, Juniper, and just make sure Nina's Nina? I don't know.
She's really tired from her nap right now.
Yeah. Maybe you two as well, Ogvar. Like the Nina looks like Nina still, right?
Can Tappy do a medicine check? See if Nina's all right.
I suppose you can try it.
All right. Nip keys. Maybe no. Okay, I actually clicked on the proficiency instead of on medicine. 9.
You would not be able to deduce with utter certainty. You might feel that something is a bit off.
I'll
Uh,
I'll hit her with 5 points of lay on hands to see if like it cures her of anything. Like the cure disease, the 5 points like cure disease or a poison or something like that.
I understand. All right. Nina, do you want just feel the surge of the healing energy? You're going to instead heal for 5 hit points that you were missing. It's not going to remove anything else. Just that the healing doesn't go to waste, but it won't be able to cure something other than that.
I mean, I was missing 5 hit points, so that's
That's
Nina like
it's lucky.
Nina rolls her neck a little. I mean, I feel my shoulder doesn't hurt as much.
Rogue still keeps bumping into it. Ogvar, seeing all that go down and such, not understanding what the hell was just happening, just laid hands on her. I mean, you don't.
So what's his deal? Nina says, looking down at Krog.
I think he's trying to be comforting. So, I mean, you don't look any different. You look just as, nice as before, I guess. Like, is there anything we should, like, look out for? Like, I don't really have enough information to make a diagnostic.
He said that I might, what just happened wasn't like a fix, He said he didn't say anything about curing whatever curse the lady in the lake mentioned, or he just said it would slow down, and for maybe, I don't know, he said that for maybe a year, maybe more, who knows. If I don't figure out what's going on and fix, this whole spacing out and eating blood thing, he said I won't space out super hard as often, but it will still happen. That's something he doesn't know what, but something different will happen. It sounds so cryptic, but that's what he said.
Yeah, he sounds kind of unhelpful.
Yeah, but what I figured was, I really didn't like what happened back before, a few hours ago. That wasn't me, okay? Nina doesn't sit around licking blood off her fingers or off the floor. It's like so gross. But I figured anything less bad than that would be good. And he said it wouldn't be so bad if I took his arm and well, I feel a little better, but I don't know exactly what's going to happen. So if you could keep an eye on me in case I start acting weird. Anything not like Nina, just, please let me know. I don't know. I don't like asking for help, but
Sure,
if you guys really could.
I always do.
I know you guys do. It's just, I don't know. I guess I'm a little scared that Nina isn't Nina. I've never not been in control of myself, and I guess I know now how luck feels when people get in his head.
Tappy will go over to Nina and like hold her arms out open a little bit, just like do you want a hug? Because Tappy, Nina of all people would know. Tappy knows what that's like.
Nina would, if a hug is offered, Nina will take it. She give Tappy a quick hug, and then she'd like turn and look to Juniper, Locken, Ogvar, and Brainan, and be like, if any of you like see me being weird, you know, in a bad way, just please like tell me, cause I don't want to be weird in a bad way.
If you like, I could perform a few spells, protection from various things, extraplanar things, undead. You said a vampire and you said Orcus. I could attempt to protect you from both of those things.
The vampire was helping. He was, I mean, he wasn't, you know, he didn't say much, but...
it is your vampire heritage that is causing this, yes? Perhaps if I protect you from undead, it might help slow things down?
I mean, I'll try anything, but, I'm not so sure. The lady in the lake said something about cursed blood, and I don't know if she means that because Nina's all, and she like flashes her fangs, or if she meant something else. I don't know.
Tappy's going to try two things. Number one, she wants to try a remove curse, see if that helps any at all. And number two
Juniper,
is...
you were saying something, right? What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, you know, that I'm just gonna be a little reassuring that you'll always be Nina, like, we'll obviously be here to help if we see anything funny going on, like, of course, like you did with me. So, we have you. Just,
Okay. I know Nina will always be Nina. Like, you know, I'm never going to die and all that. I just, you know, if it seems like, you know, something bad's happening. I mean, maybe not let me know, but I don't know. I just don't want to be sat around eating my own blood again. It was so fucking weird and it didn't feel good. I mean,
of
it felt.
course,
I mean,
of course.
okay. Well,
It's never gonna happen again. Promise.
I just don't want to be needy, you know? Like, I don't want to eat up, you know, all of you guys' attention and time. Just, you know, them just asking for a big chunk of it. Just a lot. And I'll be
that
fine.
doesn't sound very Nina-ish. There might be something wrong.
No, I'm not, no, no, I'm just, I'll just keep an eye on me, you know?
We are, Nina. We are.
Thank you. Okay.
Don't stress. We've got you, okay? Like, I know how it feels when your world kind of rocks and things start shifting and you have no power in that change, but like, it'll be okay. We've got you, and you've got luck.
I know. I just don't like not having, you know, it's just so fucking weird, right? Just everything. Just today, it's been like,
yeah.
Just things are changing, and I don't feel the same.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, you said you changed and you feel like a little bit better now, right? So,
I feel a little better. It's
yeah,
just,
we
you
don't.
know, with everything else that's happening, I don't know if I feel better than I did before today, or I mean, for a little bit today, I did feel really good, but that was weird. So,
Well,
Mm.
that's also because you did experience a lot of traumatic events today. Um,
mm, mm,
We're
so
also on a boat.
true. Um,
you know,
um,
maybe
It's
it's
really
just that,
wobbly.
but
you
we
know,
don't need
maybe
to.
it is, maybe it's just the boat.
Yeah, we don't need to like be pumping you full of magic right now. Like, we'll keep an eye on you, and if anything feels worse than it does right now, just let us know.
Yeah. Don't. I know it's like not your way, but don't hesitate to lean into us, Nina. We're only gonna know more if you can be needy.
No, I mean, it's just no. I will. Nina will be needy. Okay. I mean,
Yeah.
And she's gonna run a hand across her face, ruffle her hair a little bit, clears her throat, and she goes,
okay. You know, you know, I don't like moping. I don't like it. It's not me.
um, clears her throat again, and goes,
Okay. So, you know, let's just forget about all the bad shit that just happened, and you guys just keep an eye on me, and if any I feel weird, I'll say it, and just you know, keep an eye out for vampires because he now knows where we live, and you know they like I don't know where he came from because he flew from really far away in the distance, you know, like all cloudy and foggy. So maybe lock your doors, and we should keep the hatch open too, you know, between the two rooms just in case he comes back. I mean, he seemed pretty trustworthy, but I read about vampires once, and every story that you hear about them is really bad. So, yeah.
Juniper is going to reach across. I'm assuming we're at a fucking table. Reach across the table and like kind of like lean real hard over it, like pushing through the dishes, and then to grasp for Nina's hand, and she's gonna give it like a really reached pat and look up to Nina and be like, you know, Nina, no matter how much you might change, 'cause it could happen. In reality, you have been changing this whole time. I mean, look at you. You're engaged now. But you're always going to be old Nina to us, okay? We'll know. It'll be okay. Nothing's going to change for the bad.
Hmm. But, it, okay, I mean, it's really nice of you to say, Juniper. I, I don't, I don't want to change, you know, in a weird way. So, you know,
I
I'm
know.
glad that yeah, know that you know, no matter what happens, right? Even if like Nina does start like staring off into the sky and licking blood off the floor again, that she doesn't want to be, and that she always loves you guys. Like so much. You are Nina's family, and no matter how much she changes, no matter what I say or what I do, you know, I'm just covering all the bases here. No matter what, like, Nina wants to be with you guys, and would never do anything to hurt you, and wouldn't lie to you like a big lie.
We know you so well, Nina. You didn't even have to verbalize that. We already knew.
Hey, I just want to say it out loud now, just you know, in case something happens.
And
Not that
nothing's
it
going to
will.
happen.
I know,
No.
no. Nina will always be alive, so you don't have to worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
But no matter
Yeah.
what, you know, if I do act weird, and you don't like it, um, tell me. You
We'll
should
see.
never not like Nina, right? Nina should always
Yeah.
be liked. So if you ever aren't liking her, just like say something or do something. I don't know. I won't hold it against you.
Nina, we love you. I love you. This
No, you're my sister, so
we're no matter what happens, like we're all going into this together. And I know this was really like random, this whole thing, and we don't all quite understand. And I know you especially don't want these changes and stuff, or fear of any changes. But what I promise to you, I pinky promise you, and she raises her finger. I pinky promise you that if anything happens, I'll make sure that I spend my entire life undoing whatever it was for you, no matter what, and you won't go anywhere. You're immortal, remember? And immortality practically means unchanged too.
Nina like
Pinky
squeeze.
promise.
And Nina pinky promise squeezes right back. He says, "Okay, just that's all I want. Okay, that's all I want is you to make sure that Nina doesn't like change in a bad way, and like
Of course.
you know, because that would suck."
Yeah. And no matter what happens, we're gonna fix it so you can feel as Nina as you need to be.
It's good.
Nobody's gonna let that change.
Yeah, because like I want to stay me forever, but you guys deserve me too. Like the best me possible is what you guys deserve.
Yeah.
So, and I
That's
I
sweet.
just want to be the best for you guys forever. And while I want that, I'm just a little. I'm just not so confident right now. But I'll be fine in give me like 10 minutes and I'll be fine.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Nina, take your time. You're allowed to be not okay. You're it's okay not to be okay, because we've got you.
And no, it's just I'm never not okay. And no, I'm never not. I'm never not. Yeah, I'm never not okay. So it's a
Yeah,
bit weird
yeah, we
right now
get-
that
yeah.
I'm not okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like,
worries,
even
Nina.
though you're never not okay, even if you're never not okay, but you're not okay, we're here for you. So you can be
Well-
never not okay.
Like
Not okay.
I'm not trying to make a huge deal out of all this, but if you ever, it's just like, when was the last time that you saw Nina and she wasn't okay? When was the last time that Nina felt like shit? It's been a really long time, and I don't like it. So, yeah.
Of course.
It-
I'll have
And
your back,
I
Nina.
know.
I don't like you looking like
Sorry, I
that.
have to go
in that way.
attack. I have to check on Violet.
Uh,
I'm sorry. We not
Can you
actually
get
have your
Nina
back.
wine? I think she needs wine.
I've already got some, but more would be welcome.
Before that, speaking of changes, the the summer lady, has asked me to, once this business with the Fury is over, to stay here and make sure that things are fully taken care of. So, after this business with the Fury, that is where I will leave you.
What do you mean, like leave, or do you mean like leave?
I've been asked to stay here in Zetkinatol.
What, forever? Like you're not taking boat back to this area?
Probably for a good while.
Like how long is a while?
I do not know. I have been asked to make sure everything is dealt with here, dealing with the Fury. We do not know the extent of her reach. We do not know the extent of what she has done.
Well,
Probably several
Are we
months
talking
to a
about
few years.
weeks? Like months, years? Like what? Like how are we measuring this?
Depending on how things turn out, could be years, could even be decades.
What? So you don't think it'll take weeks or days?
No,
You're like, what? So you? Oh, I mean, no matter what.
the Fury is a corruption that must be purged, and simply killing her is not going to do that.
I mean, what if it does though? Like, what if we kill her and that's it? Like, the portal closes, the sea goes back to normal, all of the grass stops trying to kill people, you know. What if it's all fine?
There is still the matter of research notes dealing with her body, various all the undead in the area.
Wow, okay. So, it's pretty final then, I guess. You've got no say? You, like,
I have been given an order, and that is what I will do.
well,
What about your friends? I mean, I know Conviva's with us, but your other two were back in Ironhaven.
They can be recalled. There are many other agents along the world, so they can either hitch a ride back on their own or be summoned back via any of my lady's other servants.
well, you can always say no to an order, right, and just come back if you want. But if you don't want that, then Nina's not going to try and force you, I guess. I mean, it's not goodbye right now, right? It's goodbye later. So
Yes,
I guess we
I
make the
see.
most of now while we have it.
Yes,
Um,
I simply thought you all would like to know. Give you a bit of a heads up.
Okay. Well, before that happens, do you have anything that you know, I asked our other friend before she departed us. Do you have anything that you like from, you know, your hometown or something that you like to eat? We just have a little dinner.
Give me a second. I believe I have that written down.
And Conviva can help out too. I don't want to like leave her out of things. I know she likes to cook too.
Oh, yes. I quite enjoy rice and beef.
Okay, let's see what we can do. I'll see what I can drum up with Conviva. Probably tomorrow. I'm not sure if we'll have beef, but I think we have some other meats.
Nina's actually gonna look down at the moment at Croak, who is now like, who's been, like touching the hand of a glove and stuff, and looks down and he goes, "Are you okay, little Croak? Man, why are you so touchy all of a sudden? Oh, Juniper, is he okay?"
I think he's just worried about you.
I mean, I know, but like, he's not like he's like bumping me before and everything. I mean,
Maybe
Uh,
he just really cares and he's trying to make sure you're feeling all right.
I feel way better now. I mean, he's not even giving me the big judgy stare.
that is weird.
Mm,
You know, it's
like-
probably because we've been on this boat for so long. I'm even feeling changed.
I thought you were going to say, even I'm starting to like you. Wow, that would have made me feel really bad. I'm glad your mouth didn't go that direction. Like, I'm so happy, honestly. Oh,
Yeah, that would have been unfortunate.
Yeah, Nina's gonna like scoop him up, like big fat turd, and like press him against her chest and like squeeze him a little bit.
Oh, I like you too, big guy. Look at you. Oh, I could just squeeze you till your eyes pop out.
They
You
already
know,
are.
it kind of looks like I feel like Croak might have lost a little bit of weight.
Oh,
That
I mean,
could be
you
why
think?
too.
has Ogbar not been feeding
Maybe.
him like you did?
Well, he
Oh,
doesn't.
Akbar.
I've been eating him, even though he doesn't even need food. I've just been
What do you
being
mean
a
he
bit
doesn't
scraps
need
and
food? Look at them.
Well-
He's all skin and bones now compared to.
Well,
Smoke's
watch
an
this, watch this.
emotional
He
eater.
fakes him
Watch this. Watch this.
He's so thin.
Watch this. Agvar will take
watching-
a bone shard off of Locke's plate
You
and
don't
will
feed
stick
him
it in
those,
Croak's
right?
mouth.
No, you don't get fat off bones, Ogvar. They're like stones.
Yeah,
No, he
I
burns it
thought I
up and he
showed
gets
you
nutrients from
likes
that.
rat.
The marrow can be quite delicious.
Yeah, he burns it up and he gets nutrients from that.
No, look.
He doesn't eat
Nina
the
like
bone.
Nina like
That'd be
like
silly.
bats a plate of treat cheese on the table that's sitting out, and she like scoops a wedge out. She goes, look, and she starts trying to feed Croak.
It's
this
melting as you try and put
giant
it into
wedge
his
of
mouth.
cheese.
As you try and put it in his mouth, it's melting.
Open your mouth, Croak! Quick! Suck.
How
Drink
was
it.
Croak
his
looks
dog?
Croak looks to Ogvar, and Ogvar gives a slow nod. Croak opens his mouth.
There you go. Oh.
Croak is now in the shape of a cheese wheel.
It's a wedge of cheese. It's not a wheel of cheese that she's pushing in. Oh,
Only is something like twice his size.
oh, I miss Key.
What? Croak's massive. He's probably the size of a fucking cheese wheel.
Ogvar will help Juniper dismount the table after her comforting of
No!
Nina.
Clawing at the table.
They're still connected by a pinky, right? We haven't established.
You're
Yeah,
trying to take me away from you.
don't worry, nothing could break a pinky promise. Look, see, we're still.
still
I can't hold on. It's going to break. It's slipping away.
No.
There's like no resistance from Nina's hand. She from her pinky finger.
Both weak ass, like.
Oh, okay. Croaky, go down. She puts him back on the table.
We should probably go look for Bray, or like see if everything's okay. Because
you
I'm
do.
fucking being
I
on this
mean,
boat.
He did
That's what I was gonna
mention
say.
Avelis.
I have the. Sorry.
What? Oh, go ahead, Ogvar.
No, go
sorry.
ahead. I interrupted you.
Okay, I was going to say I want to check
I was
in
gonna
on
say
her, but
I had like those
I don't want
scrolls
to
I
get-
need to give.
I don't want to get bored
Oh
out
my
of my mind listening to Avelis. So I'm kind of torn as to go
Aw.
check up on Bray and Avelis or not.
I bet Avalis is telling you the most interesting animal facts. That
I
just
don't-
feels like an Avalis thing.
No, Avelis will be describing dirt, like how
Oh.
it feels, probably. We'll be talking about little stones, dirt, like gravel and stuff. It will be
Like how death
boring.
isn't the end of nature, and really we're just compost for more prolonged life?
I mean, no, that's kind of morbid.
I should probably
but-
take part in this conversation. I'll go.
Yeah,
Eh,
okay, no.
Juniper,
No, I'm
Yes?
Avelis is like you, right? A mushroom druid?
I think so, yeah.
I'm going to have to talk to him later.
Oh, okay. Is that a bad thing? Is that okay?
Oh no, just going to ask him if he has certain kinds of mushrooms.
Oh, okay. Oh, are you guys gonna follow? Are we all gonna go up?
I'm
Nina,
going
if you
to
need
get
a
I,
re-
going.
I have to give him these
Okay.
scrolls at some point.
Okay, let's go.
And Divine Coming Locke's coming, and hooks her arm under Locke's arm and drags him to listen to Avelis.
All right, let's go. Starts charging upstairs.
As God, you're going to see that a lot of the crewmates are sleeping, but heading upwards of Alice is wide awake. As the moment that you arrive, you're going to see a parrot right there as the parrot is leaving.
Oh, a parrot.
Some very nice colors and some equipment as well. Seems to be a trained animal, of course, as it flies away.
They look so cute.
Savannah, greet you.
Oliver, why can't we?
Hey,
Hmm?
just in time. Is everything all right? I see you all energized, energetic. What's the word?
Oh,
Well,
did we interrupt? I
I-
was just coming to see Brandon.
I just
No.
came here to relieve you. I've noticed that you had been silent for a while. I figured you might want your rest.
What,
Oliver,
Brennan?
did you see that bird? It had a backpack. Croak needs one of those.
I mean, you're the one with the sewing kit.
Well, it was an ordinary bird. It relayed a message. It was from the other ships. Per Beldroth, the Immortal Shoulders. We are to slow down our pace a little bit so as to arrive into the Hag's lair not prior to dawn.
Oh, I'll have Ida help me trim the sails a little bit. We'll slow down for them.
But I'll admit, good choice from Beldroth. I mean, why visit during the night when we can do so during the day? Sounds far more scarier with those dark tides that I see around now.
You-
I'd rather
Are-
be able to see at sea than rather fight the night.
Exactly.
How far out do you guys think that we are?
Can Brandon check his navigate
Mhm.
with
Give me a check with navigator tools and wisdom. All right, let me check the distance completely. You're around 60 to 70 miles away from the Passage of the Dead, and perhaps around 20 miles from the nearest shore, which would be that of Tlanite, I think. Yes, Tlanite is the closest to here.
Well, we're not too far offshore from the looks of it. And from the calculations, it looks like we're about 60, I would say between 60 and 70 miles. We have some bit of time to go left.
Could you put that in hours for Nina? Or you know, like days? If it'll take days.
I mean, 60, out of character, 60 miles is probably like, how long?
Let me do some math. Taking it
Yeah,
quickly.
Is if
Me-
how fast are we traveling if we're slowing down the sails?
Doesn't sound quite right. Let me double check it.
You know, I'm just asking, you know, in case, you know, we go to sleep and wake up and we're already there, you know? Just want to know how much time we have to prepare and stuff.
Alright, so I'm looking here at a sailing ship that's not meant for combat or anything, so it's a bit faster. It's only for traveling. Seems to be traveling 120 miles per day, and you have traveled for almost not a full day yet. So let's rephrase it. Let's say that we are 100 miles
100
away
miles?
from Passage of the Dead. Makes sense to prolong it a little bit.
We have about just under a day to get there.
Great.
I would say about. So from sorry, for 100, we've like, it's 100 miles all day, so like we're about how many hours? 12 hours out, if we've been sailing already.
For how many hours are you asking, Brenna? You've been sailing?
Oh,
that's what I'm asking is how long have we been sailing compared to how many hours until we get to the lair? Like, is
We
it
have been sailing almost a full day,
okay?
and judging by what Beldroth Emerald really said, he did what Avalis relayed. It is that you are getting pretty close, but you should slow down your pace. So it should be 10 or 20 more miles, something like that.
Mm-hmm. So we should get there by daybreak. It looks like if we keep at this pace.
Well, so okay, so we should probably like rest pretty hard then.
Mm.
Yeah, okay. Oh, jeez, not. I thought we'd still have some more days or something. Okay, well. Is anybody else freaking out about this whole, don't die or you'll die thing in her lair? Like, that's freaking me out.
Always.
Okay, well, we have these huge potions and stuff, so Juniper, don't stress yourself too much. You keep us all up, you keep us all, in the fight and stuff, but, now that we've got these potions, you don't have to worry too much.
Yeah. It still doesn't really change the fact that I don't know what we're doing. He's really scared.
Well, we killed a dragon, right? A mushroom dragon, and like a bunch
Yeah.
of giant tree mushrooms, so I think we'll be okay.
Also, like a coven of,
Mm.
you know what. Don't want to say
Yeah,
the
but
name.
I mean, I don't know this. Even the fight, just back with that whole. It's just different.
I know.
Sorry to cut you off, but Avelis, if you wanna go rest up, I can take over from here.
I guess that sounds fair. Well, as they've said, don't make the cells get us faster than we should. I mean, you
And
can see the other ships around us, so.
And let on your way down, let Orod know that he's on next watch.
All right. Good night, guys. See ya.
Good night.
Brennan, if you see any fog, like a ball of fog or mist or something flying towards the ship, it might be a vampire. So just keep your eyes out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you also go get a rest too.
No, it's the plan. It's the plan. Well, I mean, it's my plan. I don't know about you guys. Me and Luck are going to go sleep. So I'll keep the hatch open for you guys. If you need me, just yell through it.
Okay.
While Ogvar is rubbing Juniper's sides as she nervously grumbles, I looked at Braynon. I completed those things I said. If you want them, pull out the two scrolls. They'll say, this one will make it jump a bit farther or higher. Not a bit, 3 times as high. And this one will make I put a little bit of moss on the edge here, and if you throw that after reading it, it will make Juniper's little spore fog that she taught me.
Oh, this is very useful. Thank you.
Yeah, and if you ever need it again, we're kind of flush on money right now, and it only takes an hour to do. So, if you ever want something like that again, just let me know.
I will. Thank you. And Jennifer,
And I understand you're scared, but look around you. You you're going to be surrounded by the people who have always been there to protect you so far, and we will do so again.
Oh, thanks, Bray. I know. Um, I obviously trust all of you. It's just me I worry about. I just want to make sure that I can do everything that I need to.
I hear you. Keep keep thinking that, and as long as you think that, it will. I hope it will inspire you to. It's because you think of that that I have faith that you'll succeed in what you need to do.
Aw,
If that makes sense.
of course. It does. Thank you. Um, I'll keep it in mind that I have your support and your trust. I mean, I guess it does make me feel a lot better because you're just so good at water casting now that you know you're practically doing everything I can do, so I have no need to worry.
Well, I've had a good teacher.
And
You
not
were
to
a
brag or
fabulous student.
anything. Not to brag or anything. I don't think Brand's gonna be walking through that tree into Millstone anytime soon.
Oh, not anytime soon,
Aw.
but one day you'll have to teach me that trick.
I sure will. We will have. Uh, we're gonna get a lot of use of that tree. I can sense it. So, if anything, I'm trying to keep it together and stay strong so I can see those days.
You will.
And she'll give Lupa a big hug. Luckily, I've got Lupa too.
Mm-hmm. Is there uh, is there anything else that you needed?
I don't think so.
Well, we're just. You're okay, right?
Me? I'm fine. How can I not be? I got my friends, I got my ship, I got my wolf. What do I have to be worried about?
Mm,
Vampires, apparently.
yeah. I guess. Just. You're just as important. Okay. You know that.
I understand.
Hmm.
Okay. Just as
Very
long as.
important because
Okay.
I don't know what we do without Spray or Lupa. Um, hopefully we get through this and we find what we need to find and we can quickly get out with everything intact.
I'm praying to the gods that it's a quick extraction out of here. I'm on the same page with you there.
Mm, I think we
Hopefully.
should do that.
Oh yeah. We can do that.
In the morning, like when you're helping me with my armor, we can do that real quick. It's fine.
Well, I guess we should head off to bed so we're rested.
Mm-hmm.
If you need anything, Bray, bug us.
I will. No worries.
Or you can bug Locke and then he'll bug Nina, who will also knock on our door to guess.
How are your rooms? By the way, I haven't had a good chance to take a good look at them after we set off.
Oh, it's
Are they
coated
to your
in
liking?
moss. It's great.
It's
Good.
fabulous, just as the rest of the boat is.
We've already made home on the bed.
Okay.
What?
Mm.
Like we put blankets on it. I don't.
Ah, Comfy ones, I hope. Nice warm ones.
Alvar looks confused. Yeah.
Okay, let's go. We won't
Yeah.
bother you any like.
Yeah. I. Sorry if my handwriting's bad.
Oh, no worries. Thank you.
BG, I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
You put a little message in the chat about when Nina passed the door. She could
Yes.
hear Ada struggling. Could she like give Ada could she knock on Ada's door and just exchange a few brief words with her?
Sure.
Yeah, Nina would like do it like wrap her fingers against the door with lock. And be like, Ada, are you awake in there?
I so damn moment. Stands up and crawls to the door to open it. Is everything all right, Nina?
Oh, like Nina like pokes her head around the door intrusively, like glances around. It sounded like you were, well, I could hear from outside. It didn't sound like you were getting much rest. You like tossing and turning in here? What's the deal?
I mean, the whole ship is great and all, but the shipmaster clearly did not account for this little room with all of his intellect. I mean, it just has a straight up hole right here.
There's a
It's-
hole.
It's a
Wow.
small one, I know, but it's
Oh,
just so annoying.
oh wow, yeah, I can see it's like getting little splashes through. Your bed's a little wet. I mean, it's not super wet, but it's getting a little splashed. Is it hard to sleep?
Problem is, I don't see the purpose of that little hole. I mean, if it had a purpose for it being here, I would get it. I'll say, all right. But why is that hole in here?
Oh, and maybe it was, it's probably not there, intentionally, right? Maybe it was that vampire ship, when they were shooting crossbow, like those bolts. Maybe one of them chips slowed away. I don't know. But tomorrow, Ada, we're going to be arriving, at the lair, and we really need you in tip-top shape. We really need you having a good night's rest or something. You can't be tired when you're, me and Brennan and everyone, we're going to be not on the boat. You're going to be captaining this thing, and you need to have your wits about you. You need to be well rested.
Oh, did Brennan say so that was going to be free?
Oh no, oh no, I didn't even think about that.
I mean, if he's up there steering the wheel, I can perhaps get a good
Oh, no,
night's rest at his bed.
No, he totally is. I'll go ask him now just to make sure. Because like maybe he's going to. I'll go ask him now. 1 second. And runs around the corner, and up the stairs, and then she waits like 20 seconds, and then she walks back down. And she goes, "Oh no, he said it's totally fine. He'll be there for like a while, at the wheel. So sure, you can go crash on his bed, no problem."
All right, I suppose. Thank you, Nina, for this little intrusion.
He asked if you could, there is a pitcher of wine, in the kitchen. If you could bring that up and just put that in his room as well, saves him the trip when he comes down.
Honey wine.
All
Make sure
right,
it's honey wine.
I suppose. I mean, I could use some wine as well.
Yeah, so you could just go to, I guess it saves you the trip across the deck. You could go to the kitchen, climb up, and bam, you're there. Easy. Well, yeah, hope you enjoy your sleep. Night. And then her and Lachlan continue back to the bed. There you go.
And Ada will indeed do so. She will get a bottle of wine and then go just rest on Brandon's bed.
Perfect. And because she had to take the ladder, Braynon couldn't possibly see her crossing the deck.
He did just see Nita completely just come onto the deck and like just look
Yeah,
out
yeah, just
for
look
20
at
seconds.
the waves and then just walk back in. Yeah.
Just completely confused on like what she's up to.
The YouTube activity, did it just stop on its own? It's behaving a bit weird for me.
It cuts out every now and again, but like now.
I'm going to put some more.
It's not even showing up on mine.
All right. Nonetheless, after most of you are going to end up in your rooms or your hammocks and resting, Bren, you're going to take some time steering up the wheel right there. You're going to realize it as a sailor that has a lot of experience in that sector. The sea, as you're jetting it towards your destination, it's getting a bit harsher. Uh, Especially on its surface. It's not like there are powerful tides or anything that would stop things from working around. But it definitely seems to be making this place become more ominous and have some effects on the creatures. It seems coarse and choppy. It's not windy, but seems like it is whipped by an unseen wind the way around. Nonetheless, some hours will pass, and the watch that is next is going to arrive as you're going to see two people arriving right to you. Captain,
Ah, good. You're here. I'm a bit tired myself. I'm gonna go get a wee bit of rest before the sun rises.
Yep, tomorrow should be a big day, so
Mm-hmm.
get the rest you
See-
require.
It's been a bit of rough out there. Watch yourselves, and let me know if you need anything. Raise me for any emergencies.
As they will nod, aye, Captain.
Very well. And he's gonna start to make his way down.
As you're gonna go to your room, the moment you open the door, you're going to notice a bottle of wine standing on the desk, and Ada, that is lying on the bed, but obviously as an elf, she's not exactly sleeping. She's under the trance. So the moment you enter, she's going to notice you, as clearly notice the surroundings, and says, "Oh, there you are. Thank you for allowing me to sleep in that bed for the night. The other one was so tiring."
Uh, of course. Noticing the bottle of wine, he's gonna decides to like go for a cup, so he goes to pour himself one. Fancy
You
one?
told me you wanted that wine, so I thought you would arrive earlier. Were you navigating the ship for all those hours?
I was having trouble sleeping. I had a lot on my mind. But now I feel like I can rest a little bit better.
We all do. I mean, I knew that the. Sorry, I don't want to burden you with more than you already got on your mind. Just to have your mind clean. I'll keep it to myself.
No, what does it?
See, you remember back then when I told you that story about that bloody red ship that assaulted our ship when I was younger, when I just had my little Nene, a young daughter. Obviously, when we were going after the Sea Fury, I knew that the Sea Fury was not any good at all, and she was a big menace to this place. But I did not think for a moment that she was related to those things that I encountered, or not directly. I mean, indirectly, I was certain that she had a role to play in this. But to see vampirates coming after us just woke up memories. Though the vessel that attacked us was way larger than that, or at least so I remember. So I
So
was
an extra
thinking,
large glass. So an extra large glass for you it is then, and he's about to give a cup back to Ada full of wine, but takes it back, pours more in, and then hands it back to her. Says, "Continue, please."
thanks. As she will get a glass for her and take a little bit down. I wonder if I'm going to see it again. And I wonder it for two reasons. One is excitement. I'm not a bloodthirsty person, you know me. I mean, I have a knack for combat. I consider myself a good and capable one at fencing. But I have never really thought myself to be thirsty for vengeance or something like that. But now that the opportunity arises, I feel a bit excited. Like getting the opportunity to fight back the one that made my life miserable for in many years. But on the other hand, I'm terrorized. What if it just appears so as to make me lose even more? You, Brennan,
I I
Lupa,
understand.
if what I mean, you you were there when I lost my sip. You weren't there when I lost my daughter, but trust me, it was far worse than losing my sip. You're a living person, and Lupa is such a lovely wolf. It is entirely possible that something happens in there. And I mean, we all know the risks. We are going to the front lines, especially you with your friends. And they're capable. I've seen them fighting. They're trustworthy. You can rely on them. But will that be enough? Are we sure that you can make it till the end without real costs? Or is that just a childish way of thinking? That we just hope that we won't lose nothing and we'll just win it all?
The Call of Hope trial is excuse me, but childish in itself. Hope is what drives many of us to seek for betterment, not maybe for just ourselves, but for others as well. You hoped for a better future when it's not childish to hope. It's not childish to be scared. It's not irrational to be scared. But what I try to do is not let the fear control. I, to be honest, I'm scared of everything that's happening now. And to say, if I was to give in to this fear, I would lose my friends. I would lose Lupa. I would lose this ship. And I'd be terrified to lose you. I understand that fear drives us to do, as in your example of vengeance. You feared the repercussions of what that vengeance could bring, but you also fear what would happen if you don't take that vengeance. But what I try to do is put that fear aside and rationalize that we're not doing this for ourselves, but we're doing this for the betterment of others, to keep others safe, to keep these waters safe for fellow sailors. I'm not doing this for vengeance. That's a lie. I am doing this for vengeance. Vengeance of the crew that I know I lost, the brothers and the sisters that I made upon my other ship. But I'm not letting that vengeance be what I want to define me. I'm terrified of losing all of you. But if I let that fear control me, then I know that I will lose all of you. I keep the faith and the hope that we all will come out of this unscathed, and I understand that that's not maybe a reality. To think that a definite reality would be a fool's game. But with the hope that we all come out unscathed, then there is a chance that we all do. That we all bring each other home safely. That it's irrational. I understand, but hope is what fights fear. The hope is to overcome fear.
Fear. I remember when I was a young girl, I stood around my 12th, 13th. I recall one of the elders. I was not obviously on the seas down then, but I lived close to harbor. I remember my granny. She used to tell me a story about a hag of the mountains, Mad Sophia. Mad Sophia, that was her name. She pronounced it with a heavy Z instead of an S. I'm sure she was the only one that said it that way, but I recall Mad Sophia. That a group of adventurers came after her, because they always do, against those hags. Tried to fight her. And it was a mess. Strike after strike, escape after escape. She has accounted for almost everything, going after escape route after another. But in the end, they had her cornered. Then the hag had an option. Try to fight them all together in order to give her a small chance to secure an escape route. Or option B, abandon any chance of escaping and surviving this, but making sure to take some people of the adventuring party along with her to her demise. Can you guess what she chose?
The latter. I've seen that happen before.
The latter. I mean, she didn't even care about surviving. She was afraid even more so of the idea of her dying without managing to pay back the adventurers. And that was just one hag. I'm not sure if the story about Mad Sophia is true or not, but I'm sure history repeats itself, and that has to be something that has happened with a hag over the ages. But now we're talking about a grandmother hag of tremendous power that is like close to ascension, and she has devoured the powers of other sea hags. What the hell is this? Why? I mean, when I wonder about it, I just wonder, how have we gotten ourselves messed up into this? I'm laughing. Stop laughing, idiot. I mean,
How have we gotten ourselves into this? Is a question I ask myself every bloody day. But then I see the others, and they give me faith. We'll have another wild day like this, and then another one after that. And of course, I fear for the day that we don't. But it's not that I deny it. But I don't ask myself the question of when because I prefer to take in the moment of now. Right now we are in one bloody mess. Chugs his wine, fills his cup, chugs half the cup, takes a deep breath, and says, I just need to keep hoping that we'll come out of this. Because if I keep hoping there's a chance we will.
I mean, I was not. I was never the most optimistic person that one would know. But I did not consider myself one of the miserables as well. If there's any chance of success, it lies within you and your friends. I'm sure of it. But try to
I'm with
survive.
you. You'll be the one keeping my ship safe.
Oh, definitely. I mean, you crossed my ship, but I won't cross yours.
Oh, that is low, Ada.
Hey, come over here. I mean, don't you want to sleep in your bed? I mean, I'm fine sleeping by myself if you want to go on the other cabin.
Oh, I'm very tired and I need the rest. And Brayden's gonna go to bed.
Yeah, I thought so. As you come next to Ada, Ada will just be quite gentle with you, perhaps even massaging a little bit, and then she's going to be even a little bit more close, and perhaps you're going to see her smiling towards you, looking into your eyes, a bit more obviously attached to you, comparable to the last days that you've been together. As she smiles and leans closer, the scene will fade off into the night. As everyone, feel free to have the benefits of the long rest. I mean, some of you already have, and you're waking up into the day as you're getting close to your destination. Very close, if I may say. But before we reach our destination,
Vlad is so pissed he missed this.
You said something, Brennan?
Oh, sorry, no, sorry, I was talking to myself.
Before we reach our destination, this is where we're going to take a small break, smaller than usual, because I spared that time at the beginning. But take some minutes, everyone, if you want to go to the toilet or eat something, and I'll be right back.
I do have to leave in like 30 minutes, so
Oh,
just as advisory. No, like we can take the break. It's no worries. I just like time warning. I just have to be gone.
Quick
in, like,
question,
in 30
Oliver,
minutes.
do you have to leave earlier today as well?
In an hour and 15.
Okay. All right. Let's take just 5 minutes, everyone, and let's be right back to continue. Okay.
I'll be back in a minute.
I'm back.
I am
Anyone's here.
also back.
Me too.
Round of applause for Brain and finally sleeping in the bed as Ada. Finally, after so much pushing and prodding.
That's what I was saying. Vlad is gonna be so pissed he was gone for that.
Oh, you missed it. Ah,
Ogvar and Juniper don't even know.
They will in the morning when Nina wakes up early and like tells them, and they all go meet in the lounge outside the
Completely normally. Not suspicious
Ada's
at
gonna
all.
have her morning duties that she's gonna do, so she's not gonna be there.
We'll see what BG says about that. Nina's getting up early. Nina's doing like 6 hours of sleep. Getting up.
Well, luckily, Ada only needs 4 hours to complete her long rest,
That's true.
and she's already halfway through it by the time Brandon actually gets there.
Mm.
Oh, actually, it actually might be because Brandon waited a couple hours because he was on watch for a couple hours, and then he came. So PG might actually make the math work.
Yeah.
Brandon was sleeping at the wait.
The people of workers outside is so loud. Been there for like, I think since January. Just want them to go.
I'm here.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Who
Hello.
who else do we have here? Just here, Brennan, Nina?
I'm here.
Hello.
I think we're all here.
All of us were here. All right then. So, with all that, morning will commence. And you're close. You can see all this armada of ships just marching forward. And you can even see something in the distance. It seems weird. It's not that windy. But this seems like there are some waves rising. But you will hear as there is a small communication system, that parrot, the same one you saw earlier on, approaching once more, relaying the message as it will go towards Brennan, let's say, being most likely awake and up there. Parrot will leave you a very small scroll. The moment you open it, you're going to see some letters in common, albeit not the best ones in handwriting, that say some of those tides are illusory, fake. Do not worry about them. As you will see some small rowboats returning back like they have scouted ahead already in order for you to be protected. But you're getting ready as all of the ships seems to be working at full capacity with all those waters running up and left. The Dragonborn that has been added to your crew recently, he's also very excited, looking forward as he is staying on the front of the ship close to where Amicus is lying down during most of the time. Avail is staying right next to the tree, perhaps using some of his druidic magic to aid, as he will remind Juniper that he will take care of some of the spells that will help you breathe underwater and such, so that you don't have to take care of that into account as well. Nonetheless, all of you are awake and are sailing forward. Let me once more see all those ships for a small recalculation, as we have Brennan's ship right here, the Bella Lupa, of Captain Orkhand on the Hateful Pillager, Mirabella the Corrupted on the Plague, Beldor the Immortal on the Leviathan, Vlud the Macabre on top of the Death Stands with a rather peculiar navigator that has been there day to night, Torianvis Brushhorn on top of a ship that I have not seen its name, but Seems to be something closer to a military ship. Of course, we have Tobias Acheron Gollring, the captain of the Undertrader, with all those goblins. And as you approach closer, you're going to notice what you did see in the distance. It's much more apparent. Seems like a huge whirlpool? A maelstrom, could it be? Or could it be illusory? Nonetheless, it doesn't seem to be applying a lot of pressure on the ships around it. So, even if it is real, it's not something very strong as a source, but it definitely marks the spot. As most of the ships are going to start moving towards there, and they start going to be orbiting around it to make sure that nothing bad happens. As you're going to get some visual confirmations, as some of the captains are going to look at you in the distance and just nod as you look through your spy glasses towards one another. Give me your question, Ogvar. Feel free to.
Well, this would have happened like a lot earlier, like when we were first going out on deck. But Ogvar would have looked down to Juniper because he knows she was curious about this lady over here, and he'd say, "Little bird, did you? You could take Croak over there, and I could get a closer look at that person. I know we suggested it. I don't know if you still want to do that."
No. Maybe later, I guess.
Okay,
I'll
just
look
anytime.
later.
Okay. That's all.
All right. And then you are going to reach it. As you don't stealth your appearance, you're in the plain day, which has its benefits and downsides. Obviously, you cannot go stealthy that way, but of course, you also don't have to worry about something stealthing up to you. And that's
Unless
where you're
it's
at.
an invisible ship.
Well, that's always an issue, but even invisible ships you can perhaps see the waves moving unnaturally if it is in the day. In the night, it would be harsher. Give it some time to load. It's gonna be a big map. Hopefully, it won't take a lot.
Yes.
The goblin ship. Yes, we're right next to it.
Oh yeah, I forgot. We're all heading towards the whirlpool.
Did the goblin ship like Tokyo drift its way between us?
The parallel parked.
Yeah, parallel like 3 point. Yeah.
As through a small rowboat, Beldroth, along with one of his deck wizards, will come aboard towards your ship. At the moment he reaches there, she will look at Brennan and say, "Captain Brennan." She nods. Towards the rest, she won't say anything, just a small slight nod.
Captain?
We are at our location. I'm not sure if we caught them by surprise, but I don't see anything coming out of that hole just yet. But I'm sure she is aware of our presence. Don't lower your guard down. Have already informed the other pirate lords, but I reserved the last bit of information for you, as you are the assault team that's supposed to go into the insides of all this. Are you good with swimming, Captain Brennan?
Most of us are.
Glad to hear that. My deck wizards have some information for you. As this one will go. Yes, I have some knowledge. I've been scrying into this land for quite some time, and we have seen of 5 possible locations for her lair to be around this. We have been looking for ancient relics, shipwrecks, and everything that we've known, and used similar objects in order to try to scry upon these lands. And of course, most importantly, underneath the seas. And since this seems to be the most probable location, I must warn you, if you go downwards from it, the waters might not become more harsh by themselves, but there are creatures that have been protecting this place. Especially beware of natural predators of this land, like sharks. giant octopi and giant crabs. These are very annoying to deal with, and they seem to be overly aggressive in this land. Also, judging by what we've described, below this, it seems to be a kind of a temple-like structure. It seemed Elvis in architecture, so we can probably suppose that this used to be part of the Sea Elven community that used to live among those lands. But do note, you should be careful of this. Whatever it used to be, it's no more. Now, just a shadow of its former self, a lair of the hag. So tread with caution, or may I swim with caution? Belder will say.
Any
Sorry, go for it, Brandon.
Do you have any suggestion on how to best get in there then?
I mean, it looks like the whirlpool from her last lair. At least from the looks of it. I guess we should look out for more of those slimy things.
Oh, the inky bastards.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not looking forward to going down there again. Yeah, we need to keep an eye out for those in the grass, right? The grass is apparently like eat people and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And we should before we go down, we should quaff these, and Alvar will hold up one of the antitoxins.
Well, don't we have the special stuff too? Shouldn't we keep the little ones and drink the special stuff?
What do you mean?
Remember that Mirabelle brought around with the roots? She said it lasted longer.
I did not remember that.
Yeah, she gave us like some root juice to drink. It's like in the kitchen.
I don't know what she gave you, and frankly speaking, I do not share. Mirabella, I don't trust her, but she is strong. If you trust her, do as you wish. Do not compromise the mission by any means.
Brandon is gonna look back at the a wizard and say, sorry. So you're talking about all these predators and natural predators and on their way down, but if you studied this much, then have you found the suggested way down that's less problematic?
Right now, the other wizards of our ship are judging whether the maelstrom on the center of it is safe. The ships do not seem to be especially drawn by it. It seems to be a quasi-illusory imitation of a maelstrom, having some lesser effects. Other dangerous things down there, I would not know about the least dangerous path, as these are uncharted waters when it comes to their depths. I'm sorry, I don't know of a way that can make it danger-free.
Understood. Just trying to find a way down.
Beldroth will say out loud, saying thus, "You shall not enter just yet. We're assessing the situation, making sure that it is not a vile trap in here, and it's just the illusory protection to your lair. But when our wizards are done with this research, I will give the signal. You are going to see a fireball bursting up in the sky. When you see that, it's your cue to head downwards."
Understood, Captain.
Akbar
make
points
sure
at
we're
the
ready.
whirlpool. That looks like the
only way
entrance
down.
path. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like before, they said that it wasn't really hurting the ships, and probably won't hurt us. It's just the creatures that are down there.
Exactly.
Which-
No, I was just trying to see if there was a way way that we can avoid the creatures on our way down.
Why don't you? I mean, oh, I feel really bad suggesting it, Ogvar, but you could like toss Croak down there.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna do that.
Will he be
Like-
okay?
Well, I mean, he shouldn't be attacked by the whirlpool. But
You think?
like the creatures down there, I can't like vouch for
Mhm,
necessarily.
yeah. No, I think it's a good idea. I just feel a little sad, you know.
Yeah, I
After
mean,
he was
it's
being
just,
so nice to me yesterday, I kind of want to look out for the little guy.
it's just to gauge like the numbers in which we're gonna be
No, no, totally.
attacked. You know.
It's a super good idea. Just tainted with sadness, is all.
I mean, as long as I'm here, I should be able to bring him back. I unfortunately can't do much for
If
not
it
sure
looks
what the
sca-
pain situation is.
you'll look out for him. I know.
I mean, Captain Guy, is that okay if I throw my toad in?
As the
Aye.
captain guy is leaving towards his robot, he will say, "Well, if he is the reason that we are going to be seen, I suppose we have already won this. So, yeah, throw him in."
Thumbs up.
As he leaves through the robot.
Juniper, could you, it might be asking a lot, you've done it before where you made me, not be seen. Can you do that with, little Croaky?
Yeah, I can do that. Misclick, what a trying to take my job. Yeah, let me just. She kind of looks around and touches Mr. Croak, casting invisibility.
Bart gives him a husky kiss on the back and throws him in.
As you can see, Val is already preparing a ritual to cast the water breathing spell. And invisibility for 1 hour is granted upon your little croc friend.
And he'll just leisurely swim quickly towards the whirlpool so we can see
Spiraling
what might be ahead.
vortex.
Mm-hmm. Right. As this happens, just a moment, need to check on something. Where is it?
Yulp.
Found it. Here it is. All right. So, as you throw cocaine, it will be around the same time that Avels will say to everyone, "Hey, come closer. It is time."
Oh, okay.
You want us all to group up? What for?
Well, I told you that I can grant you some small benefits. I mean, Juniper could do so, of course, by yourself, but since you are going inside, I would rather reserve your strengths for the sake of all of you, because you need to kill that beast, right?
It's the plan.
So, everything you have at your disposal, you should use it. So here goes. I'm actually quite good at this. I have done this a lot of times. There's no reason to worry about it. I suppose
I mean-
saying it out loud makes it a bit more worrisome.
I mean, Juniper's probably better at it, but yeah, I mean, I guess you're good.
Nonetheless, here you go. As he's going to imbue you all with the water breathing spell. As you're going to feel like something sort of bubble appears right around your head, then of course disappears.
Oh, this thing. Okay, no, it totally makes sense. Oh, okay. Oh, this kind of reminds me, Juniper. How are you? How are you looking? You were like not sure. You know, the other day, with your spells on the vampire ship, you were kind of like a little worried.
I still am really worried, but I'm trying to keep it together.
We'll be fine, Juniper. We have
I
so
know,
many of these hugest potions clinking around on our belts. We'll be good.
True. I just hope that I can be as impactful as you guys. So, here's to
Mm.
hoping.
Here's to hoping.
It's alright, Brennan. No worries.
Have a good day, guys. Bye.
Bye, Brennan.
Oh,
Bye.
Bye.
You didn't get to say bye to him. What a mean guy. I hope his bakery
Well, we wouldn't
fails.
shut up, so we could.
Oh, that's true.
At the same time, Avalus is going to cast another spell. It doesn't have a
Like
casting
wounds,
time.
I'm
It's on
afraid.
action at 6th level, Long Strider, so that he imbues
Oof.
each and every one of you with 10 more feet of speed for 1 hour. As he says, though I doubt this will last for the full expedition, it will give you that speed that you require to perhaps manage proper ambush. I don't believe that, frankly speaking. I'm sure she knows we are here. She would notice, like, all of those amazing and menacing ships around your lair, but she wouldn't expect people being so dumb as to go heads on swimming down there. I'm not saying you're dumb, but you understand that this is quite.
We can be sometimes.
I'm sure we require some dump if that's what you have. We need it down there. Whew. And I believe we should be fine with all this. Let's see what else I can do for you. All right, let's go for this last bit. Might help a little bit. As he will also cast an enhanced ability. This is concentration though, so he cannot cast a lot of those. So at 5th level, it means for 4 people. So
Damn.
4 people will have advantage on. It's for checks, not for saves. So it's not insanely good, but it will do it as an old wisdom, because advantage on wisdom checks means +5 passive perception.
Oh.
So
wow,
it's really
okay.
good not to get ambushed yourself. So he will definitely do it on Juniper, who already has the highest passive perception. So that means, for now, Juniper has a 3rd die with 29 passive perception.
Whew.
He will do it on Ogvar, because
I
he
can
is so
see.
perceptive. Yeah. Copy.
Vision clears up.
Yes.
Happy because she is also a Fae, lady of the nature, so why not? And on Brennan, it makes sense on those 4. I'll just leave Ninke out of this. You are going to rely on the others for the perception, but for a whole hour, you're going to be able to be quite perceptive. Advantage on all wisdom checks. That goes for active perception, active insight, of course. Yeah. It's actually +5 on passive perception. On normal active checks, it's just advantage, which is also very good, obviously.
Who all gets it?
I said Ogvar, Juniper, Tapi, and Brennan. I believe that's all that he can buff you. Do I have other buffs? Let's see. I mean, it seems fine, but... God, the druid spell is so huge.
It is.
Which, I mean, it is amazing, but... Oh, do we have anyone without dark vision?
Points at the deer.
Tappy, okay, and perhaps Lupa also doesn't have dark vision. Let me check. Yes, they do not have. Haha, I got you. Dark vision. You get dark vision as well. So Tappy and Lupa also get dark vision for this.
I'll wait for 3 zombies to crawl on this boat and kill Avelus because he's out of spell slots.
Aw.
I mean, he had a 6th level spell slot, which means now he has up to level 5th. It should be fine.
Ah.
As long as I have control water, it should be fine here. Yeah, I think that will be it, guys. I don't... she will have to say... I don't think I have anything more than that, but I believe it should help.
No, this helps so much, right, Juniper? Like, even just
Yeah,
the
you
bubble
did
thing
leave me.
alone. Like, it's
You
great. Thank
saved
you
me
so much.
so much.
I don't think I need glasses anymore.
You-
How long does this last?
Hey, weren't you able to see below the dark? I mean, I've met some orc people and they were quite able to, to see in the dark.
Well, no, I haven't. I'm talking about my actual, like,
Oh.
I think I might be nearsighted or maybe farsighted. I'm getting.
Oh, this is only for far sight. Apologies for near sight. I can't do anything.
Ogvar, look at me then. Look at me now. Okay, now look at Juniper. There. You're getting maximum use out of those new eyes of yours.
Okay.
Yep, that's gotta be. So, I mean, you're waiting for the signal still, but good luck.
I'm looking through Croak.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever Croak gets where he needs
Alright.
to be.
Let's do one thing last with Avels, and I'm gonna get to Croc. As she say, well, I guess the unlikely case that you get stuck somewhere, this will keep you with enough nutrients for a day. So each one have one of it. As he will go to Lupa using Speak with Animals and say, "Don't eat now. Eat only if needed." As she will attach that little berry towards the collar.
What type of berry? Is it like a pumpkin?
No, just small purple berries.
Okay.
Juniper, are these anything like yours? You know, the special ones, the special mushrooms that you made for me that one time?
Oh no, they're a little bit different.
No, so it's fine to eat these, right? Like, not going
Yeah,
to.
yeah. These
Yeah,
are good.
okay.
These are good for you. Just
Just
eat.
not right now.
Not right now.
Okay, I get it. Okay. You're sure of Alis? Because if we eat these down there and start tripping, like, that's not going to go well.
I mean, just prepare for the worst, hope for the best.
Okay.
That's what they say, right?
That's totally what they say.
I don't know.
As Ogvar, you're focused on Croc's vision, you're going to see just some deep, deep waters. Nothing out of the ordinary just yet, just the never-ending ocean as Croc goes deeper and deeper and deeper. Right at the end of each movement, you are going to be able to see something that really draws his attention. Something like a ship, but it is moving underwater. What is that? It seems to have something like sails, and it's moving rather slowly. It has some spikes around, some green moss. Its forefront. It seems quite aggressive as decoration. I'm gonna put every one of you. Why not have a glimpse of it?
Yeah, I'm obviously telling everyone this as I see it. So.
Right, the moment that happens, Croc will be ambushed by something. Yeah, a giant shark will manage to bite it. Oh my god, they hurt so much.
I just see a black screen.
You're just gonna hear some jaws the moment you do this, and Krog is gone, while at the same time, you are going to hear some sounds like something is happening around. Something intense is going on the places all the way around you, on the ships that are on the other side of you, towards the southwest. As you hear, "Oh, everyone, get ready! They're there!" As you see some ballista shots getting fired from left to right and everyone around, as you can guess that most likely something invisible is there. But it will not be cowering there, invisible. No, it will reveal itself as the sky will once more get red. But not only the sky, but everything around it as well will also get,
Ooh.
as Ada will just take a step forward and say, "Yeah, that's it." As her right arm is trembling, but she will still get that to appear. As you can, the small silence of awe as you see it will be interrupted by a fireball in the sky, bursting. As Ada says, "Don't even think about it. You have one mission, I have another mission." As she stands up on the height right there, looks at Brennan, and says, "I promise your ship will not fall." As Brennan will just smile, looking at all of you, and he will say, "You hear here, boys and girls? I suppose it's time." As Lupa will get at the edge of it, ready to jump off, Avalis will say, "Good luck. Don't worry about us. I have this in my arms. I don't believe we are going to be in very much trouble unless you take too long about it." As he will, for the first time, unveil a strange piece of equipment, a staff he had on his back, but it didn't seem attached with all that magic. Right now, though, it seems quite powerful and very reliable. As he gets out a staff that seems to be decorated with a lot of icicles, other stuff, some leather band in the center of it. As you will see this, a staff of frost on his arms, now releasing ambient energy. At first it did seem like it was just made of true ice, but now much more powerful. As immediately you're going to see that icicle forming and shooting in the distance towards that ship. A very small icicle. I said, "All right, it's working." As he smiles, "Go, don't look back. You have your own quest."
Don't you die.
Akbar,
Sorry, go ahead, Jeremy.
no, go ahead.
No, that was it.
Okay. Akbar scoops up Juniper and jumps in.
Locke will offer his arm towards Nina as well.
Dina will take it.
And jump in as you go, one after the other, into those deep waters. And you start swimming and swimming. As I suppose you do have the telepathic bond?
With I can do it with one person. Am I supposed to do that right now?
Oh, no need. I'm just. I
Other
mean,
game?
you have the underwater breathing. As long as you talk slowly, you can talk with each other. But it's not gonna be the best communication. But you have just relayed towards the rest what you saw, so they know right there what is there coming for you. Definitely some sharks. This ship. So now I'm gonna offer some options. You can just semaphore knowing that it is there. You have the option and capability to ignore it. You can do it. Though you do know that there is always chance that this might come back to haunt you, as it might be able to ambush your ships from below. But you can stealth through it, potentially. Perhaps try to sneak through some of those sharks and anything. Who knows?
Okay, well, here's the thing. I didn't want to interrupt because you're talking. I wasn't supposed to see anything on that other screen, was I? Because I only saw a black screen.
I'm gonna show you now what you saw earlier.
Okay, sorry.
I did not have a token, so I forgot that I had dynamic lightning enabled, so you wouldn't be able to see it
Wow.
previously. So
That
that is
looks
what you
menacing.
see. And I'll also give you a glimpse of the shark. He's not that close to you, but this was a giant shark that attacked earlier and chewed at once on Grok.
Getting a mouthful of ash.
So you're going to sit at a distance, and you can see clearly there are some sharks moving around.
How big does it look? Does it have like multiple levels? Does it seem?
Around 2 levels, not more than that.
Should speaking slowly through the water. Should we just pass by?
Don't know what if Velas or Ada falls in the water? What if someone comes down after us?
Just to note, I mean, that's a bit reasonable, but also not more importantly, the only reason that you would have to engage it is worrying about the ships, because this might ambush the other ships from below, and that might have some effects. I mean, if they fall into the water, that would be a problem anyways, I suppose.
I think we should deal with it, but yeah.
Ultimately, it's going to make us weaker for the fight ahead, but it would help the people above. Do we think they need all that help?
I mean, I guess it's only one shark. It's pretty big, but there's a lot of ships up there, and the Velas has got that staff, right? So if he does get annoyed, you know, and there's maybe the the whale man, maybe the whale dude knows how to deal with sharks. You know, he's in the water so much. Maybe we do just ignore it. What Juniper, what do you think?
I agree.
That we should leave it?
I think I think that would probably be the best plan.
Yeah.
It keeps us in tip-top shape for the fight ahead. And I think, above all else, that's what we need.
Okay, let me leave it then. Let's go.
Should we really be? Oh, never mind. Ignore it.
So, are you trying to stealth ahead and ignore it?
Yeah.
Okay, I will
I
require
think-
some stealth checks from everyone.
That's what everyone wants, I think, right?
Oh
It
my
will most
God.
likely be very feasible. It's gonna be hard to fail, but definitely, the less you roll, there might be some sharks at the very least interrupting your path. But you're
Oh
just
my
6 people just streaming downwards. It would be easy to dodge the ship. I'm gonna roll for the other 3. That is Brennan, Lupa, and Locke.
Sorry. Does my disadvantage with heavy armor affect underwater? I don't.
Yeah, he does.
Okay. Boom.
Thankfully, everyone is having good rolls.
Roll.
All right, so we have 1 below 10 and 2 below 20. 3 below 20. So that means we have a giant shark and 300 sharks. 1, 2, 3. I'm not gonna change the map. I mean, makes sense for those to be here. But, at the very least, those will come to find you even after you have gone past through it. At this point, I require some initiatives.
Oh. Okay. If you click the token, Jeremy, first, it'll add it to it.
Sorry, I was putting RP in the chat. To explain further why Ogbar doesn't want to fuck with this shit. I'm still blessed from the last fight. Okay. This time. Yay.
Right, let's double check. So we have Juniper, we have Ogvar, we have Nina and Abby. The other ones I am responsible for. So this should be there. So Lupa will be the first one to act, and seeing all those sharks just approaching, well, they're going to take some activity against them. Who did it just join? We have Brennan.
Hi, I'm joining, but I can't speak. I just want to listen.
It's okay. Let's think of that as a podcast. As Lupa is going to be the first one to swim closer to that shark in there. Of course, with half your speed, it's not like she has swimming speed. And will attempt a bite underwater. She's going to strike for 12 points of damage, no less. And even under the seas, they are forced to make a strength saving throw at this stage, as this hunter shark is going to be thrown off balance. As Juniper, you are next.
um. Oh dear. Seeing the big guy ahead, which looks like it is within range. She's gonna just reach out, and creepy spectral hand will weave through, casting Chill Touch.
Mm-hmm. Do it. 13 hits. This is just a huge chunk of meat. Defenseless when it comes to aiming at it, but it does seem quite tough and will take a couple of hits to get it down, as it will turn towards you and will start swimming faster than previously.
I think that's it for me.
Alright, let me double check some rules for
I'll be
underwater
right
combat. Okay. So next one to play is Brennan. That understands that even with swimming speed, it's gonna be hard to aim underwater with his arrows. Let's see. What should we do? Well, he would shoot at disadvantage. I mean, that's what we're good at, so. 2 attacks towards the same target, not to the same target, the one on the right, let's go, right here, and that's gonna be 2 stats that will hit for 11 and 14 damage respectively, for a total of 25 points of damage at disadvantage. Your marksman seems to be quite accurate. But then this one's gonna play, and it's going to use some of its speed to get up in proper balance, and from that spot, it will attack on Lupa without advantage. Just a pure 9 that will immediately miss, as the creature just tries to go in a circle around here, but does not manage to hit. As Locke will be the next one to play. Locke sees Big Fish. Locke goes against Big Fish, and you'll be actually surprised, as Locke seems to be swimming quite greatly. We have reskinned something from Locke. Normally monks get the ability to walk over surfaces like water and such like that, but we did talk with Locke and thought that it was not very fitting. And on the contrary, having some more barbarians plus a ranger like ability like swimming speed seemed very fitting. And that's Locke right now streaming right there in order to strike against the creature. Obviously, you are inside the sea, so he won't use his Ignium Knuckles, so he's just gonna go with some Slat Claws. 2 attacks, and a third one. You know what? Flurry of blows, let's go for a fourth one. He would do it. So 4 attacks at 9, 7, that's 16 points of damage, and another 8, that's 24 total. 1 Adrenaline Rush just expended. Sorry, let me fill his health. He's at full. He hasn't taken any damage. And after expending, of course, that 1 point of Adrenaline Rush, he will also try to inflict the gigantic shark. I suppose, just for the sake of it, he would try to push it away. I mean, it's playing right next. Intimidation tactics. Shark will fail, and thus it will be pushed 15 feet backwards. That gigantic, huge monster will not be just able to walk away, as Locke just smiles at the face of danger as the giant shark will move forward. And let's see. 1 is Locke, 2 is Nina, 3 is Ogvar. It will go on one of those 3. 3, Ogvar it is. So it will pass directly through Locke, right there in the midst of all this. Nina, you can get an opportunity attack if you wish.
Yeah, with disadvantage because it's a scythe, right?
Of course.
Nina will take it, and with 10. Not convinced.
10 will not hit, as the
No.
bite of this one will also not manage to hit Ogvar, who is the next one to act.
Alright, Ogvar will unlatch his Beastbreaker from his belt and take a very slow swing at this creature. Disadvantage me. Wham! Woo!
Good strike for
Like a
12
deep
points of
water
damage.
mine. And I will juice it up for fun.
To get the fight going, let's see if I can make the strength save. I suppose that is a fail.
I have no idea what prone does to this creature, so
It
we're
grants
just going-
advantage to your next attack, which means you would roll them at normal, obviously, because you had disadvantage.
All right. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll make him prone, and we will, using Crusher, pull him this way so that Ogvar can get right next to Juniper without provoking an attack of opportunity.
Let me check something.
Oh, true.
You don't provoke attack of opportunity, you said?
Well, I'm using Crusher to move it 5 feet closer this way.
Yeah, I see. Okay. Just so you know, prone, just because it's a common misconception, can also be totally done under the sea. Prone means off balance. That's what it means. To be in a position that you don't really know what is up and what is down, and you need to use some of your speed to get in a more normal position.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, it's
Anything
suffocating.
else?
Sure it does. Yeah. I'll take my second whack at it. Then that'll probably be the end of my turn. But
This is a
normal.
normal one.
Bam.
That hits
Cow.
for another 11 against this massive shark right there.
And that's yep, that's my turn.
All
That's
right,
it.
Nina, you're up next.
If you're talking, you're muted.
Yep.
I am muted, you're right. Nina is going to see the soft underbelly of the shark, wedge the scythe in it, and try and pull down and just descale it. She would be. Does she have advantage as well? Or does she need to be right next to it?
Cannot gain flanking advantage, and since it is prone, you need to be within 5 feet.
Yeah, within 5 feet.
You know
So she will swim up a little bit closer then. And she will make her 2 attacks at normal as she drives the scythe along it. And then we'll try and give it a little boop with the blunt end underwater, which, you know, a little bit ineffectual, but the same. That's an action and a bonus action. That is going to be her turn.
All right then. As it just skipped some creatures. I don't know why, but let me just go. Nina, you do that, and these are some powerful strikes. 29 total. You don't expect this wolf to stand for this this shark to last for a lot more than that. Then again, Juniper, as you look towards the direction towards your left, you're going to see one more shark approaching, but this one is not alone. There's something hanging on top of it as it's going to rust right here. And the hunter shark will try a bite against you, but it doesn't hit you, and the Sahuagin champion on top of it seems to be the one commanding all the sharks in there, and it will make some attacks with its spear against, let's go one on Ogvar, one on Juniper to start with. Let's see. 1-1. The one on Juniper will manage to hit for 9 points of piercing damage. And then, using its Blood Frenzy, it will use an advantageous attack against Juniper. Not a bite, it's a spear, but it's the same attack roll. So another 7 piercing, as you're going to see this creature. The moment that some blood gets off from Juniper, it's going to immediately get into a frenzy and manage to strike against her. And Tappy, you're up.
Tappy sees the Sahuagin. Sahuagin are basically anti-sea elves. So she's gonna pull out her spear, and Amicus is going to swim around, and Tappy's gonna stabby stab the Sahuagin. So, boop boop. 27 and 18. Wait, why do I have bless on? I should not be blessed. 27 and 17.
Both of those hit.
And I will... Let's go ahead with the first level smite on one of those.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I did for the second one. So
It's alright.
24 damage against the Sahuagin.
24. Not bad at all, as this Sahuagin will clearly get its attention towards you, as it will yell out in the Sahuagin tongue, Estela Tijucara, underneath the waves of the sea. Anything else, Tappy?
I will bonus action cast Shield of Faith.
Alright, protecting yourself, as we have the last hunter shark rushing forward and next to Brennan. It will try to do a bite attack against him. For 23, that's a hit for 14 points of damage, and immediately he's gonna get all that graze from the Blood Frenzy.
Ogvar will try and reduce that.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do that. Placing a protective barrier around his friend.
See. That's good. Not bad at all. As a lot of the health of Brennan is going to be immediately restored. Or never taken down, if we are to be precise. As Lupa is the next one to attack. And C is going to use her bite attack as well. Let's roll for the strength save as once more the Hunter Shark is going to fall prone, suffering that 13 points of damage. And with that, that leads us to Juniper playing next.
No. For the guy who's chomping on me, she's going to smack her hand out like it's gonna bitch slap it, as her claws elongate, and gonna stick it with Primal Savagery.
Strike it. Are you going for the Sahuagin or the Shark?
I'm going for the so good.
Yeah, I'm putting it here just for the sake of the flavor on where it looks on the token, but it's actually mounting it, so from the position you're in, you can strike it. So give me the damage.
Oh my god. It was slow motion.
And with that slow motion attack, you can see the Sahuagin getting blooded.
Oh, that was easy. And that'll be it for her.
Okay, Brennan going up right next. He will take out one of his piercing weapons and will strike without disadvantages or anything with his short sword. Let's go for 2 strikes. I believe both hit, but I need to double check. Yes, both hit for 17 total damage, which unfortunately will not kill the Hunter Shark completely, as the other one will just once more jet up and go for a bite against Lupa, but to no avail. Lupa seems to single-handedly win this combat. As we have now the Sahuagin champion that will turn towards Tapi and will use towards their one attack. A second hits 23 for 7 points of damage, and that means the third attack is going to be done at advantage through its Blood Frenzy, but it will not manage to do anything. As you can see, it will abandon its spear down and take on a more bestial shape as he will pose out its sharp fangs and his claws and get ready to attack the engaged melee. As we have Locke right there, that sees Nina putting up some very powerful strikes against the gigantic shark, and will move towards him in order to finish him off with some advantageous strike. So 2 strikes deal 12 damage, and I'm gonna go for a third, not using any more adrenaline rush points. And that will actually be enough for this gigantic shark to fall off as it starts descending lower through the force of the strike, and then moving a little bit upwards without its own will anymore. Ogvar, you're up.
Okay. Remind me, it was the shark, not the Sahuagin, that struck my wife.
Both
Correct.
actually.
Excuse me?
The shark got the first bite that made the Sahuagin frenzied with blood frenzy and managed the strike with its spear.
I'm gonna crush this wagon's head. Disadvantage. Hang on.
You actually are flanking with Tapi on that one, so you can
Wow.
normally.
I'll swing normally then. Bam!
Hey,
and I'll
look at
boost
that.
it.
You are crossing its head.
Just for the numbers' sake. Bam.
Alright, it won't survive this, but I want to count. So 19, 29, 39, 41 points of damage, and how do you want to do this exactly?
As the spear is withdrawn from the poor side of his precious bird, Ogvar will knock it away with his hammer and knock the guy's head clean off, just pouring blood in the water next to its shark companion. And we'll take the second one, bringing the hammer right back down on the shark's head, I guess.
That's a disadvantage, though.
Correct. silly. Okay, you're being a little goofball. I'll roll twice.
That hits.
14. Bam. 16. Wow.
For a first strike against the shark right there, that is insisting on making life a bit painful, but you're good.
And I'll push him 5 feet back with my crusher. And do what Ogwart does and stay out of the way. My turn. And
Nina, you're next.
Nina is going to seeing the head of the giant shark just slowly drift out into the depths. She'll turn her attention from it, look over towards Brainan, reach out her hand, and send out the spectral, skeletal, grasping chill touch in its direction towards that shark that's harassing Brainan there. Let's see. I think that's normal.
Yeah.
Oh,
The
I
one
know you feel
Brainan
now.
will actually not survive this strike. It was really low from Brennan's hit, and the chill touch will be just the icing on the cake required to bring the shark down.
Never mind, I don't know what it feels like, cat. Don't know what it feels like. And then Nina will start windmilling her arms to try and swim through the water to get a little bit closer to these guys and go 5, 10, 15, 15 feet to here. That's a turn.
Alright, then we have this 100 shark right here. That he's on a decent spot right now, so he will continue striding, and I'm gonna go for Tappy. It's next to the shark. He has taken some damage, so why don't we attempt a bite? That'll fail, of course, as Amicus and Tappy seem to be in a great defensive position under the waters. And you are next, Tappy.
Alright, stabby stab. Actually, first I'll move a little bit. Area. Wait. And now I'll stabby stab. Boop boop.
Woof! Look at that.
Level 4 defines. I'm kidding. 19, 25, 37 damage. Damn.
Yep, that will be enough for this 100 shark. It should not last any longer after that hit. The second one, of course, it will require both of those in order to fall completely. Setting some blood all the way around. Any other thing you want to be doing, Tappy, like movement?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Hey, Lupa is the next one that's going to hit, and as you can see that this shark is turning around like he's wanting to leave. Previously, the Blooded Ones did not, but you can assume because they were under the Sahuagin's command. Now that it's alone, he just wants to go away, but Lupa will not let it. She will go for a strike. And she will Divine Smite. No, I'm joking. But she will deal a lot of damage to the wolf, to the... Why am I calling them wolves again? Well,
Lupa's making you.
yeah.
It's all her fault.
Once more, the Thunder Shark is prone. As Juniper, you're up next. It's the only one that survives. It is possible you understand through the Sahuagin telepathy that they might relay information back. I'm gonna give it that information to you for free. They seem quite intelligent for sharks.
I love free information. Gee willikers. He's still looking pretty healthy though with Lupa right next to him, right?
Yeah, he seems to be in a very bad spot. Not healthy at all.
I guess she'll copy Nina after her badass move and cast Chill Touch towards it.
Holy shit.
You really copied the Tapi,
No.
not Nina.
Yeah,
See, Nina's better than you.
Nina only needs to cast it 6 more times to get that damage.
Okay, I'm gonna be a party pooper right here. Party pooper, but it's the target is prone, so you have disadvantage on that attack.
How dare you, Bridget?
Chances are you're gonna kill it anyways, but let's see.
Oh my
Give me a
gosh.
Nat
reroll of
one.
the attack
Come
roll.
on, Nat 1.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
It's not a crit, but it should be enough.
not
Roll me
crit.
the damage.
3 damage. Come on, 3 damage. Oh my god, you did copy me! Oh my god, you did copy me!
You suck.
Oh my
To be
god.
fair, 3 would not kill it, but 5 will.
It was Nina magic all along.
They are sisters.
They are.
Same damage rolls, same kill.
Yeah.
As I'm dropping the initiatives, a quick question
Oh my
that's
God.
mostly directed to you, Juniper. Just it is for flavor, but I suppose you have noticed that everything around you looks a bit red.
Yeah.
It looks okay. I have added that to Juniper's side of dark vision because tieflings see at not at the great shade, canonically in lore, but in tones of red. But if it's too annoying for the eye, do tell me so that I will change it to normal.
No, it's great. I love it.
Okay.
I also
Well
have
then.
a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
Did Juniper get any chance to use her ability that's never been used during this fight?
No. I didn't. Not yet.
Are these guys not within 10 feet of you, or does it have to be 5 feet?
I mean, I guess one was, right?
This one was, yes.
How big
It is
can
a
you
humanoid. It is considered humanoid. I'm okay if you want to use your reaction.
Yeah, I'll use my reaction if I can, if he's included in there.
do? Describe it.
What? I don't want to. I have to think, cause like, bioluminescent swarm of mushrooms coil and engulf the corpse of the wagon, the goblin wagon. No, seeping into it, draining it of life, and raising it into a underwater spore algae loaded zombie.
Wow.
And
Wow.
that's how it's compared to this. Okay.
He's beautiful.
And with those successful stealth checks, you're going to manage to sneak through with only those little encounters on your way towards. Now, I know you've skipped past this, but I just want to show you what you just omitted. It was such a nice map, and same on you. I'm joking, obviously, but I want to show you. It's the interior of it.
Oh my god.
But you reserved a lot of resources on that, which is actually
Wait, I
a very
can't
good
see
thing.
anything.
What the hell are these
Oh, I see. Wait.
things? Oh, those are
Wait,
brutes.
wait,
aren't
wait,
they?
wait.
Oh,
Wait,
This is
wait.
Hatzling Swarm. It has a lot of Shahwadin Hatzlings.
Wait, BG, did we sneak? Wait, I thought we were sneaking past the sharks. I didn't realize we were sneaking past the entrance to this place.
I thought you were sneaking past the ship, didn't you?
The ship
Yeah.
that was
Oh.
bound to ambush. That's what we said.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I
Yeah.
misheard ship for shark, I think, back in the conversation. It's even better. Oh my god, that's great. That's fantastic. I didn't realize that was a ship that we were looking at. I thought it was I thought that was like the ground, the entrance to the lair. That's
Oh
amazing.
no,
that we-
no, the lair is something else. We're going eventually towards it. Right now,
Oh
we're
no,
heading-
that's great that we skipped that then. Seemed like it would have been a
No,
nightmare.
no, no. It's very great. It's very great.
Yeah.
A lot of resources. Nonetheless, you're going to delve deeper, and you're going to reach the seafloor. You're going to see some wrecks around. Thankfully, you have your dark vision, almost all of you. That's really neat at this point. It would be very much a problem as not a lot of the rays of the sun reach down at this. You can even see some gold here and there, but even more so, you can see a lot of crabs and octopi. They're not gigantic, so they wouldn't be an issue right now, but they seem to be quite annoying. Unfortunately, even at this place where you have dark vision, this is limited towards a certain distance, so you're not going to be able to see quite everything. So at one point, as you are moving towards something that looks like a temple, as described previously from someone that told you the Dark Wizard was, you're going to hear a recurring sound. And some movement from some crabs in this. As you approach a bit closer, you're going to try and see. Even though Juniper is the most perceptive, Nina, you have dark vision with a greater reach than June. So you're going to see it first. You can see a man in the distance on top of an altar. He's having something like a spear or a harpoon on its arm. And he is stabbing a big fish, like a dolphin. Big dolphin. Repeatedly. The dolphin seems dead, but he keeps just stabbing. 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 You cannot see his face, his back. But he seems to have something like a small animal perched on his shoulder. You cannot see clearly. It's far away. He doesn't seem to have noticed you just yet.
I would like to convey this to everyone. She says, quietly blurbling through the water.
I can see somebody. He's cutting up a big fish really aggressively, guys, down there. Really far away. Like on an altar or something. It's definitely doing something weird. I don't recognize him, though.
Nina will try and describe him from the back, see if it rings any bells to, like Brainan, for example. If it's another former crewmate of his under the sway of the Sea Fury, perhaps.
Brennan would know that. Let's see. I'm gonna roll a religion check for him, actually, because that's the only knowledge that he might have. Okay, he knows. You did hear that this had some ancient elven architecture, so it might have been of the sea elves at once. And the deity of the sea elves is the Dolphin Prince. Indicated dolphin being stabbed like that, it's clearly something that could be considered desecrated and really evil towards that deity.
Well, is this altar? Does it look like it's near the lair, or like? Well, I say the lair. We don't really know what the entrance to the lair looks like. Out in the middle of nowhere.
It seems to be on top of the temple. There is a huge rock, and beneath the rock there is the temple.
I mean, if he's doing that for a reason, right? The Sea Fury knows that we are here. She sent her people, and she will have told this dude to go and sacrifice some dolphins, right? Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah, or maybe she just doesn't like the Dolphin Prince.
Maybe.
And this guy's a sentry.
It just seems weird. Like, surely he'd be on guard or something. Maybe we should stop him. No, just
maybe.
Like
'cause
how?
He's
Do we
doing
just-
it for some reason, right? I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care about the I think it's a dolphin. It's a big fish with a weird, smooth face.
Do we
What's
just like
left of it?
call out to him, or
I don't know. Maybe you could swim up to him, without him seeing. We gotten this far.
Yeah.
Or maybe I could tell him to come to us.
Yeah, I guess we could just call him.
well, does he look all? I guess the question is, does he look all rotty and stuff? Like, what does he look like?
Does he speak
He's
our
so
language?
far away.
From that distance,
only
he's just like a man, nothing else.
I can only see him from the back. He just looks like a bit of a tattered dude. I mean,
Mhm.
I said I could bring him to us, but they actually can't. He'd have to be way closer.
Why don't we just call him and we'll see if he's okay, and then if he's not, he'll probably be super disgruntled, and then we'll have a reason to ask him questions when we tie him up because we knocked him over.
You think we should call him when we're a little closer and you guys can see him too?
Mm.
Do you,
Ah,
would we know if he
Beej.
speaks the same language?
I mean,
The other one did.
who doesn't speak common, right? And like
Yeah.
everyone speaks common.
The other
Uh,
one didn't seem to.
Hey, Beej. Brandon says, "Pass without a trace." On the party.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
That's what he says,
oh,
straight from the horse's mouth.
oh.
lies.
No, look. I mean, from the back, it kind of looks a little familiar.
Familiar?
Do you guys want to get closer before we do anything? Yeah, I
If
don't
we
know.
call
I
him
can
now,
like-
then we'll get an idea of what he looks like as he's coming by, and that'll give us
Yeah.
ample time to prepare.
I mean, I
I-
can see so much further than you, Junipers. My eyes are so much stronger than yours.
That's
How about
just-
this? How about
you
this?
can't-
So,
How about this? Okay. What if we hide behind something and I look at him and I say something in his head while we're hidden?
Nina looks to the left and the right as they're
Oh.
swimming in the middle of the ocean.
I mean, what do we hide behind?
That rock, that rock, that anchor,
All the way over there.
those stones, these temple shards.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there's a lot of places we can hide. This
Uh-huh.
is like a
Jack
desperate
is
Is
a
that,
sea
bitch
of a
now.
temple.
are those options, DM? Are those on what we're seeing? Is that an accurate representation of the cover
So,
available to us?
if you want to see what's going on at the altar, it seems there is only one way. But if you want, you can just swim all the way around it and go to the entrance of the temple,
Here's
thus avoiding what happens at the altar.
here's an improved question that I have. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any places that we can hide behind that is between us and this guy right now? Like
If you
temple
want
shards?
to, if you want to approach closer, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like there are any places. I'm looking at the map right now. I have the next map, and it's pretty much the open sea.
Okay.
Do you want to retcon what Ogbar said, Jeremy, or do you want Nina to make fun of him?
No, let's make fun of him.
Agwar doesn't say that.
Okay, I thought so.
Agwar thought that we were on this
No.
page.
How
I
could you?
think, I mean, I get that, it looks from the. I mean, I don't know. I think we I think we might have seen him before. Maybe I'm not so sure.
What
Like, it was
makes you
so
say
far
that?
away.
If we've seen it before, why don't you just say hi?
I said, because I said I
Um,
think. I don't know. Like Nina knows everything, but she doesn't know everything.
So you don't know everything.
Well,
It's not what I said. Don't
We
put words
could-
in my mouth. Let's.
You said
Um,
you don't know this person, so you don't know everything.
It's. I
uh,
think we should get closer so that so
we
you
could-
guys can see him too.
we could,
If we need, I have a light.
No, I don't think light's a good idea. That'll make. I think what I'm
Okay,
saying
if
is I
we're
think we
not
should
going to like
sneaky.
interact with this guy, are we just gonna walk around? I mean,
No,
swim
I-
around. Like,
Well, no, maybe if we do if you guys recognize him too, maybe we do get closer. That's what I'm saying. I think we should get closer to him so you guys can see him too.
no.
He's close to
No?
the entrance anyway, so we're going to have to get closer one way or another.
What's
If
up,
we stay in the
Jennifer?
distance, it'll be harder for him to see us. And then can't we just all like tuck away behind whatever Taffy's brought? That thing.
You mean
I mean, we could,
amicus?
yeah. We could
Yes.
hide behind Amicus because he kind of looks like he belongs. But I mean,
Yeah.
do you guys have a problem with getting close enough so you guys can see him?
Well,
I guess not. I don't know.
What's up, Juniper?
I think it's okay, right? Ogbar, it's okay to like whisper into his mind from this distance.
Yeah, I don't see why I can't do that. I mean, once I see him.
If we just do that and we keep our distance, then it'll be okay. And then, depending on his answers, we can slowly approach him
Well, from
by
this
pushing
far,
Amicus.
from this distance, Juniper, only Nina can see him. I think. Can you see him?
I can see him too.
So
Can
let's
you?
approach right
many-
to where we can see him.
Yeah, I think we should
Why do
get
we
like
need to
60
see
foot
him?
closer. Just so,
Right.
because Nina recognizes him a little, so maybe you guys do too. I can't place him.
Why are you recognizing him? What do you mean? Do you
I
think
don't
this
know,
is
it's
one of
just-
the
Recognizing
guys
what? So
that
why
are
do
I
we
don't
helping
know.
us?
I just get this vibe. Like I just look at them and I get a weird vibe. Okay.
That's weird.
Okay.
I know.
really
I feel like I've seen his
Usually
back
when I
before.
see like
I've se-
Kyanna or something, I can recognize her as Kyanna or from, oh, she's from my past, from my Orcish village. Do you recognize where you recognize this person from? Like a book?
No, I
Nina,
don't.
do you
no,
recognize
look,
it because you can smell their blood?
No, I can't.
Okay.
I can't smell it, but
Okay,
I could
just
smell
gotta
the shark
clarify.
blood though. It was weirding me
Oh,
out. I
okay.
just went. I went. Me and Luck,
Uh-oh.
we went around.
Maybe that's
No.
part of why. Is
I
that
don't
why?
know.
Maybe you smelled their blood and they're kind of like related? You saw
Mm.
that sea goblin.
No, I can't smell your blood. So
Oh,
you know, I can't smell anybody's blood here. Okay. No, I don't know.
Okay.
You know when you see someone and you think, do I know you? I kind of get that vibe, but from his back.
okay.
I've seen
Would
a lot
you-
of backs.
Wait, what if it. So you need to be closer, right?
Well, maybe you can't see him at all, Juniper. Maybe you recognize him too. I don't know.
Well,
That's what
fine.
I
Well, how
think
would
would
we
be
know
closer.
if
Do
we
you
don't
want
know
me
what
to
you
get
recognize him
closer?
from?
Look, I'll just let me. I'll change into dolphin myself. God, I'll probably come after
Maybe you
me.
go. Oh yeah, no, that's Carl from the shipyard or something. I don't
Yeah,
know. Maybe
I'll
I
get-
can't.
So.
I'm not good with remembering people. Okay,
Do you
I've got a
remember him
big
from the
history
shipyard?
of-
No, you know what we can do? We can send. Wait, can we send Croak?
No, I don't remember him from the shipyard, Agvar, but maybe you do. This is what I mean. Maybe somebody here other than Nina remembers more about this person because I look at his back and it gives me, like, makes my hair on my neck stand up. Like, oh, I know
I don't
you.
know, Nina. You're the
Okay,
only one
if
having
it's
weird
making the
visions here.
if it's making the
I'm-
hairs on your neck stand up, that's like a bad thing, right? We should probably just
Yeah.
move around him.
Well, no, I just mean, like, it just makes me, and no, it's not always. a
Okay,
bad
we're
thing.
gonna
Sometimes
state
it's a good
Nina's
thing.
curiosity, but do you need all of us to go up closer then, or do you just want one of us to go up closer, or do you need to get closer,
I
or do
don't
you
know,
need you and someone else to go closer?
I just think it's a good idea if we all get closer, just in case somebody
Okay, let's all get
recognizes him.
closer.
Let's all get
Let's all get
closer,
closer.
probably within like I don't know, like probably a good measurement is like
60
a
feet.
fireballs
swear-
with
I
fireballs
sw-
with together, and just make
I
sure
swear-
we're all swarmed
I
up and ready to be killed.
I swear to the fucking pale maiden, if we get close and you guys are like, oh yeah, I recognize it too, I'm going to be so angry. This is what I mean. You guys need to see him.
Oh.
Well, you don't know what you recognize it from, so how are we supposed to know?
No,
let's
I,
just
no,
get
no,
closer.
no. I'm not saying. I'm saying you might recognize
You
him
guys,
too.
you
And then
guys,
I'll probably
let's
know where
go.
I recognize him
Let's just
from.
Go.
Yeah,
come
yeah. That's
on.
why I say we should get closer. Okay.
Okay,
That's
boy.
why
you probably hear us by now. Let's go.
I want you closer so you guys can see, so you guys
Let's
can
go,
tell
let's
if
go,
you
let's go.
recognize him. Let's go.
Jennifer's just pushing Nina now.
God, we can have a hard time on each other in this.
And as you start moving towards there, well, you're all actually gonna get a glimpse of it. He seems totally reminiscent of someone, indeed, to you all, not only Nina, but especially more to one person of your party. It's- As you can see, some giant crabs around, but that is not the main interesting thing. There is a
Oh,
dolphin that is
no.
blooded.
Oh,
It seems like with a closer approach, Nina and Juniper, you can see that there is something on his shoulder, but it's not leaving. It's actually absorbed into its body. As you can see, There is a man that resembles very much a man from your party, Brennan, that is. But he's not normal. He's formed out of seaweed and 8 other roots of the seas inside there. As he turns around, immediately notices you with his 21 passive perception. As he looks at you, and he says in a very slow common, "Why does it have to be like that?"
All right.
And at this
kill
point-
kill it with fire.
Well, before we fight, I would rather Brennan to be here for this inside the session, and it's
Oh,
more than
Oh,
good.
I'm listening. No worries.
Wait.
Wait.
Oh my god,
Ogvar-
this is horrible.
Assuming Ogvar's between Juniper and Nina, we'll look over to Nina. Like, really? You couldn't tell? That was.
He's looking at his back.
Look at the cockiness of
mean,
Ogvar
at
now
least-
because he's got a little bit of an up on his passive perception.
At that point, you're going to some giant octopi moving all the way around as they have noticed you. As the man that looks like Brennan looks at you, and especially towards Brennan, the rest says, "Come over. Let's settle this. I can feel it." As he takes out a sword. Seems to be more of a slashing kind of sword, like the one that Brennan's having, but with more sharp edges and not really a pointy end like the usual sword. The crabs start moving all the way around. Yet in the distance, you are able to notice, as you're swimming, you don't have to be at the seafloor level. You can notice the entrance to an amazing, beautiful, magnificent temple. All the way down there. Some of its columns thrown down. But clearly, the dead dolphin, right in the midst of this, is putting you a bit to uneasiness. As the man right in front of you seems very similar to Brennan, but seems to be fighting with other ways. I mean, he doesn't seem to be having his equipment or his arrows and his bow. They rage his attack. But yeah, as I've said, we're not gonna go for the combat today. This is something that we're going to go off on our next session.
Are we sure this isn't Brennan's dad? Who just
Juniper
coincidentally
turns
has a
gray
wolf
and it's
head?
like, I didn't know
like-
you had a twin brother.
Oh my god.
You couldn't tell.
The
Like,
evil
where this guy-
twin.
Well, you
His,
remember
his
this guy
back
from?
was to me. I couldn't even see the
You
ears.
didn't ask
He's
the
got a
pertinent
wolf and
question. You
everything.
didn't say, from this point, how big does he compare to the
Yeah, I
dolphin
sh-
stabbing?
yeah. I should have asked for the
He's half the
height.
size of the dolphin.
How did he fight that?
Wow.
Brennan, I've added the picture on Discord so that you can see it whenever you have time.
It's very
It's
on
a
point.
zombie you
It's like-
stabbing a.
it-
Hold on. I'm
Yeah.
looking right now. Oh my god,
Looks
Scary, right?
dash.
Papa,
that is scary. Actually,
is that a? What is that like a dragonoid creature?
No, that's a Lupa's like moldy, decayed head.
Ah, okay.
Yes, that's what it is.
Wow. Sucks to suck, I guess.
That's even more scary.
That's a dumb bird he had, remember? It's just a
At
little
least it's not
fried.
Ogvar and Croak, am I right?
What if we?
Uh.
Okay, hear me out, guys. What if we just leave Brain in here and take this one back? Do you
And
think
take
Ada
that
would
one?
let- do you
I'm
think
down
Ada
for
would-
it. I don't
do you
think anyone would know.
Would Ada like feel like she's trading up, or
I mean, this one's
Ada
made,
would be like, you seem a little light.
The smell would be. Oof.
this one's made of like seaweed.
What are you trying
and
to
shit,
say,
isn't it?
Oddvar?
Ogvar, no, nothing. I choose to stay silent.
I love the insensitivity of earlier, by the way, being like, "Can you smell his blood?" Like,
She had to make sure.
Checking.
Yeah.
Gosh. checking on her
I
friend.
needed to get her off her
Her sister.
pedestal about her vision. Okay.
yeah,
Needed to check her.
I recognize him, but I can't put my finger on it.
I
What do you
can't.
recognize
Like,
about
that, was,
them?
that was really funny.
That was really good role playing.
What? Yeah, like why would we get closer? Like if you don't recognize them, because you guys might recognize them.
To be fair, I really like that you leaned onto that instead of asking, "Can I try a check to recognize him or anything?" I just sent a message that to Nina. He reminds you of someone. So when you ask for a check or anything, she's like, "Okay, I'm gonna lean onto that." Just that. No one knows.
I just enjoyed having the chance for Ogvar to grill Nina for one.
But he was wrong. He was
Nope.
he was great. He was grilling her for like something illogical, like something so dumb. Like she was what? Like
What
am
do
I?
you
Am I?
recognize him for? What, is there a recognizable feature?
No, I thought we were talking about rocks.
No. Yeah, that was good. That was very good,
This
BG.
is
Thank
great,
you.
BG.
Oh, you're welcome.
I can't believe I misinterpreted the whole ship shark thing. It makes the conversation that we had about if it's going to be a danger to the other ships make more sense, because I thought it's just one shark. It can't be that much of a threat to all the other ships. But no one corrected me. No one
Nina's
corrected me.
vision did not begin at that point. Okay, like
It's the megalodon.
it does kind of seem fitting though. It's like Nina's just like looking at things directly in her vision. There's just like
yeah,
the
she's underwater. She
so-
doesn't like where she is. She's not focused.
yeah, she's,
Yeah, she's like
yeah.
she's literally eyes locked on that shark in the distance. Ship just sails
Hyper-focused,
past.
like, yeah, that's fine. That just seems fine. Well, that's not a threat. There's just this looming ship over. Just look up, Nina. Are we talking about this?
Nina can't see the forest from the
BRB real
trees.
quick.
Yeah. She doesn't like being underwater. Sucks.
Look, that just seemed like a big problem for tomorrow. We got other things to do. It's like a brace stabbing a dolphin.
Well, BG, I will say Ada has inspiration from the recap I did like 5 sessions ago. So, you know,
That helps.
Oh.
yeah, just in case that's of any help at all.
I mean, we might see it in handy. I did not make you make such a nice ship in order to not make a single fight at it, so probably we might have something in the future with it as well.
Mm-hmm.
And by future, I don't mean far future, distant one.
Next session.
Well, right
Did-
now you're
did-
underwater, but soon enough.
Yeah.
Did the
thank you,
group
BG.
like swim under a ship?
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
like
like
I was like,
water
where,
ship.
like I was like, oh okay.
Yeah,
You
there was
sound
a
like
ship.
It was a
Jeremy.
board cube.
It was. It was a board
like
cube with
It was.
a sail strapped to it.
It really
Yeah,
was.
Yeah.
Rah, rah,
It was
rah.
gonna ambush our friends, so we just left it to ambush our friends.
Oh, Stargate.
I mean,
reference
are
from
they
you, Kat.
friends? Bray told us straight up, don't worry about them. They're expendable. They're just pirates. So
Especially.
we can trust them, but like, eh.
So
Friend
long
is a
as the
strange
chain
word.
survives.
I quoted Bray to the T.
Hey, the less
Exactly
pirates there
what he said.
are, the more loot there is to split it.
Bray thinking.
True.
Oh yeah, we've got to keep an eye out for an artifact down there for Mirabelle, right? There's that ring,
do?
the planar ring. Yeah, the ring
What?
of plane
The-
stuff.
the
whatever it
the
was.
water elemental ring. Yeah.
Yeah, that one. That
What?
one. Yeah, that was Mirabella's term. She wanted that ring. Yeah,
For what?
For
that-
in exchange
good.
for that pretty purple sail.
yeah, that
That's
badass
it?
sail. Yeah.
In exchange
Um,
for her
I
helping us
thought
at all.
wait. I thought we already had sales. Or do we get the...
Yeah, we got
The
the
ring.
Her
Right.
sails,
I was
her
by
ship.
no means being serious. I was just teasing because she has a cool
Yeah.
ship
Yeah,
with
she's got a
for
beautiful
cool
ship.
sails.
I'm
Yeah.
I'm not teasing, I'm confused.
No, for her to help us. They're talking about her. They're talking about
Oh.
her
At,
sales.
at the
joining us.
negotiations.
Yes.
Yeah, back at the negotiations. So what? We don't get we don't get anything other than Brandon's family, right? That was the negotiation. Everyone got all the money. Everyone got what they want. All the pirates got what they wanted, right?
Yeah.
I think it was like 70%.
we-
Yeah, it's 70% or something.
Yeah.
They'll get everything they want until the Feywild Inquisition shows up.
Well, they better be quick because these guys are right upstairs.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
See, that's fine
Joke's
if we
on
leave
you.
the
These
board
pirates
cube
gonna
there.
kill everyone in the Feywild.
Good luck with
Well,
that.
they'll just respawn.
Is this was so we did it in character. We established that there's going to be goodbyes in character. These are just in character goodbyes, are they?
Yeah, they are just in character.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure. Otherwise, if we didn't mention it, then you didn't show up, it would have been impolite. Yeah.
Well, thanks, PG. That was a great session, and I can't wait till we have the others with us so we can demolish Zombie Bray, which is really unfortunate. Maybe I can raise him again. Opportunities,
yeah.
really.
He's made of seaweed, right?
Seaweed, yes.
That's improvise. That's what I'm gonna do. Improvise.
Seaweed.
we
Might
could
adapt
thing
over
that
time.
fish smoke.
Exactly.
If he's made of seaweed, then we'll just gather him and we'll eat him later. That's how we remember him. We'll have some like brain and sushi.
I need to learn for whoever made him. I need to learn from them, and I'll start knitting my zombies out of algae and kelp and seaweed.
I
from
like
now on.
how you did just actually ask whoever made him. I wonder who it could be.
Who
You have the
could
knitting
do that?
supplies
Who
just
could
for that.
possibly have done it?
Who
The
has
Sea
a
Fury?
seaweed
Who
puppet?
knows?
Alright, goodbye, people of the stream.